All right. Well, happy Wednesday, happy holidays, and welcome to the show, folks. Good gracious. If you don't know me, my name is Mike Ashabraner, professionally known as the Redneck Connecktor and proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community. And I am here with my wonderful co host, and she'll be running all of these operations backstage. Lord help her. April Wyatt, how are you today, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm so excited for this event. This is going to be next level, Mike. You did such an amazing job getting everybody together. And wow, just fasten your seatbelts, as Mike would say. We're going to have some fun this evening.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna do a lot in a short amount of time. So, folks, this is your time. And so, before I get into it and tell everybody what this is about and what they're about to experience, April, let's pull up your. I want to give you a shout out because you work hard. You work hard helping me. You've been a trusted guide and friend of mine personally. For goodness, what, a year and a half at least? Has it been that long?
It's been close to
Oh,
2 years, friend.
yeah. So the people backstage already know you're a saint, right? So thank you for that, the patience and grace. And it's just miraculous what we've all done. So this is why we're going to do that. We want to showcase for people out there who, they're good people, right? They want to be their best selves and they just have a desire to be something, make something special happen. And that's what you're going to see tonight. So before we get all into it, April, if I can find the daggum buttons, you know how I am. There it is. Look at me. All right. So you have an amazing retreat coming up next year. Tell everybody about it. I haven't heard people
Mm.
won't stop talking about this, and I might have to go. And I don't even go to the gas station anymore, so I might even know if I'm allowed to. So tell folks how they can plug into this and take it away.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. This is an amazing experience, and it's not about just escaping to get to Bali. It's more about discovering more about yourself, letting go of the tensions, the noise that we're all experiencing, so that way we can remember who we are. So this is a photo of me. We go to this waterfall that's literally a sacred space there in Bali, and it is just a beautiful place to be immersed in the nature and really revitalize your senses. So this is October 10th through the 17th of 2026. Check out my website, livingwithintention.co, or DM me on LinkedIn, and I'd love to share more information about this restorative retreat. Thank you so much, Mike. Are you there? You're on mute,
Yeah,
my
I'm
friend.
doing my mom impression. And by the way, am I like moving choppy or am I smooth on your end? Because
Oh, you're always smooth as butter. What are you talking about?
it's choppy on this end. Must be running too much. All right. So, folks, before we kick this off, I just want to say something real quick. Right? We didn't set out to build this community ecosystem and all the things that you're about to see. Right? I didn't wake up one day saying, "Well, let me go build a community and a media network and all of this and a state." The truth is, I resisted it for a long time. So tonight isn't a flex, folks. It's a reminder. Right? What you're about to see, collectively and individually, is living proof of what can happen when people with heart, vision, and integrity link arms and build something special together. No joke, right? Even when they had no blueprint, no shortcuts, oftentimes no money, right? Building from dirt, and oftentimes little or no belief. And none of those traditional methods usually work for a lot of folks, right? They didn't take them where they wanted to go. And so today's, if that's you, this show is for anybody out there with a dream, a calling, and an ambition, right? Maybe you don't have the map. Maybe you're tired of stuff that doesn't work and you think you're the issue, right? I keep working hard, things aren't working, right? And you feel like you might be the problem. Yeah. How do I know that? That was me for most of my life. And so anyway, maybe you're already doing big things too. Right? Maybe you're just ready for the next level. You want to go up the next notch. You don't have to, you want to. You're going to see that on this panel as well, right? And so you want to do it with people, regardless of where you're at, that lead with trust, without ego. And if that's you, welcome home. All right, welcome, folks. This show, what we're about to do, that's for you. So tonight, hey, I encourage you, comment, rub elbows. You're going to meet and get to know some of the most successful, heart centered, and down to earth people you ever meet in your life, right? No exaggeration. And here's the thing, none of this came from cold pitch, DM, trying, and all that stuff. Nothing wrong with it. I just want you to understand there's more than one ways to skin a cat, as we say in the South, right? So everything you see tonight was earned through trust, shared values, and building what we didn't have so we can all rise together. That's the energy we're going to bring into 2026. So if anything you hear tonight resonates with you at all, if it just feels good, you're like, hey, that makes sense to me, I'm vibing with that, then if all that sparks something, hey, hit me up on LinkedIn. Mike Ashabraner, Redneck One. Find us on Hounds of Business. I'll put the link out. That's your invitation to join our group call. All right, we're not selling it, we're sharing it. And if it resonates, maybe this is your pack, right? So, all right, we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll the intro. Bring up these amazing co-hosts. These folks are amazing heart people, unbelievable. And we're gonna get this party started. Again, thank you, April Wyatt, for all you do and running this tonight. My goodness, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's get this party started.
Hey, no time like the present. Let's do it.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high-level, heart-centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Ashabraner, the Redneck Connecktor. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
All right, folks. Well, hey, April, I'll tell you what, just let them in. Let the barn door open. Let them run wild. Let the co-host. We'll keep Adam and Jesse back there for a minute. We want to keep the suspense. There we go. Well, Miss Victoria. All right. Kevin Smith. Dr. J. Joshi. Oh, man, he fell out of the sky. And hopefully he can hear us. That Chris Jarvis. Are we good now? Can you hear me?
I got you.
Oh, man. Tech support. Hey, I do it all. I'm like Redneck Batman, bud. All right, so welcome to the show. How are y'all doing?
Doing awesome. Doing great, bro.
We're doing great. We're ready to rock and roll, Mike.
Yeah, some of us just still trying to figure out what we're doing here. That's amazing. So let's start this way. Kevin Smith, do me a favor. I want everybody out there to know, like, just the version of who you are, what do you do, and what brought you here, my friend. And I'm going to show this screen so everybody can go to Kindness Worldwide. And that's how I met Victoria. So give us the little bitty bit.
Well, thank you, Mike. Well, the truth is, I'm just an ordinary guy who was touched by the actions of an ordinary woman who did an extraordinary thing. She was kind. And one act of kindness ultimately inspired me to thank this Good Samaritan woman who returned my lost wallet on Good Friday morning, 2023, moments after I realized it was missing. I just wanted to thank her in a more meaningful way. And it actually almost miraculously opened up pathways to become something so much more. It became about making a meaningful difference and ultimately inspired me to form the global nonprofit Kindness Worldwide, which has a vision to create a culture of kindness in communities throughout the world. I don't think there's anyone who would disagree with the statement that our world needs kindness now more than ever. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
Hey, well said, as usual. And that's what gets me, Kevin. You're a busy man. You're a CEO. You're one of the most credited wealth advisors in the U.S. And here's how I put it, Chris. He lost his wallet one Good Friday morning, and then he lost his mind, right? And so we'll get into that in group two, because we have 3 nonprofits that we full on support, and we want to make sure people understand why and how they do that, because people will want to be involved. They just got to see it. So that leads me to Victoria. How do you say your last name? It's not a costume.
Vespico. So we like to say my best skill is talking, so we put speak in my last name.
Good. Then you can host my show from now on. You just say the word, my friend. All right. So welcome to the show. So happy to have you here. And let the folks know you are 2025 Miss Pennsylvania. Tell us about that, and then how you got hooked up with Kevin and drugged to the Hounds. How'd that happen?
Absolutely. So I am an advocate for sustainability first and foremost, which led me to the Miss America opportunity. And so now I have the really unique job of representing the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania as the 95th anniversary Miss PA. And so it's just been an absolute blessing. And because of that role, I was invited to pack the park with kindness in York County, PA at the York Revolution Stadium. And I was able to meet Kevin and his entire team and hear Kevin's story about truly how one simple act of kindness can change the world, and how he has taken something so simple and made it into this beautiful worldwide mission of spreading kindness, welcoming people into the fold, and showing how each of us have the opportunity to change the world. So it's just been a benefit to be able to carry that mission throughout my years in Pennsylvania.
And we have video, so you already started blushing when I just even showed the video backstage. But that's why I saw that and I went, okay, Kevin, you know I'm gonna like need an intro. He's like, yeah, I know it's coming, because you're heartfelt. It was real, right? I mean, you can see through the lines. So thank you for that. And then we have, all right, this guy, Chris Jarvis. All right, he don't need an introduction, I don't think. I had the privilege of bringing Chris onto the Mike King show. We had a great chat in the backstage, and then I realized, hey, this guy's like us. So we had to bring him on to tonight's show. Appreciate you being here, Chris. How are you feeling, man?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here as well.
Wonderful. Well, hey, tell the folks who may not know you for some reason, hey, who's Chris? What's he doing and what's he looking to do?
That's a long thing. I'll try not to bore you too much.
Never.
Recovering mathematician and actuary. I've made a living of saving very wealthy people a lot of money for a long time. And one of the things that I found was there's a lot of people who can be successful. Very few people can be super successful. And then I found the people that were super successful, a lot of them weren't very happy. And kind of cracking the code or decoding what that was, it's the opposite of what you see on social media. And this whole being the giraffe, I did a TED talk with 4.5 million views a couple years ago, and then I wrote Be the Giraffe. And it's the only animal that evolved to be more vulnerable. It sticks its neck out, and as a result, it can see things others can't and reach heights others won't. And basically, people want to reach higher. They want to be seen, stand out, reach higher, and they want to elevate others. And what I found was that the people that were most successful, they did something really unusual in their business that led to fantastic connection. And for me personally, when I stopped trying to be the smartest guy in the world or in the room and leaned into becoming the most vulnerable guy in the room, is where the deepest connections happen. And it's how I've worked with a number of billionaire families and large CEOs, and I'm on the board of a business school and a med school, and it's all about human connection. And at the end of the day, you've got to be able to talk about your failures. And it's not a highlight reel. It's, if you read Be the Giraffe, it's getting kicked out of companies I started, it's getting divorced, it's living on couches, and it's you go through all that stuff, and that's where real human connection happens. And when you're not afraid to put yourself out there, you bring people to you, and that authenticity allows you to help other people and allows them to open up to you. And then you have real conversations, and it's not the BS watching, playing, and other foolishness that you see on social. It's just real human connection. At the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters.
You're real. We had a chat. I don't want to spoil the whole chat. Go to the Hounds of Business, watch this interview. But that's what got me about you, Chris. You were open up. You're like, hey, I was very successful in my 20s, lost it all, rebuilt it. You're a real guy. You love people. And now you got 19 books. You do TV shows, not because it's about you. It's about helping other people, man. So see why I put you in this good company, right? Kevin Smith, right? Could be next to a similar bird of a feather. And that leads me to the one and only Dr. J. Joshi. Again, proof positive that the right DM by somebody who trusts you can get, I don't even belong on the list. I said, why is this guy calling me? I thought he had wrong number. So he didn't have the wrong number. He said the right intro. Phenomenal guy. So Jay, let me put up our, I had the honor of recently, November 18th, interviewing you as well. My goodness. Again, talking about people who don't have to do anything, but it's like, when they asked the guy who first climbed Everest, why are you doing it? Because it's there, right? It's just in you to help and benefit people and be passionate. So take it away. Tell us who you are, what you're doing, and what you're passionate about, Dr. J.
Yeah, well, thanks, Mike. Thanks for that intro. And I love it when you make me the fourth batter here. Bases loaded with 3 amazing runners, and I've got to now hit the home run or the grand slam. So no pressure at all. No
pressure. You're used to it, my friend. That's why I did it. Yeah. Go for it.
I want to, honestly, I what you guys said, Kevin, Chris, and Victoria, I mean, I'll just piggyback off of all of that. Kindness and generosity and empathy and humanity is not, it's not a feature. It should be the baseline. It's kind of been the baseline, and how, why I went into medicine because the cheesiest line in the world, I wanted to help people. right? The cheesiest line in the world. And it's still what drives me to do everything that I do. We won't get into the whole healthcare discussion and how it's like totally broken right now. We won't get into that.
No.
But the only thing, seriously, the only thing that's fueling the system right now are the members, right? The physicians, the nurses, the staff, everybody that's there that actually cares about humans. That's the only thing that's keeping the healthcare system still going. And if you lose that, there's nothing left, you know. You got to have that, and it's fueled everything I've done. It's fueled my practice. It's fueled our tech company, AAI Health, which we've put a tremendous amount of time in recently. In a nutshell, what we're trying to do is bring objectivity back into medicine, and not that subjectivity that causes it to go off the rails. And you combine objectivity with empathy and compassion and kindness, I'm telling you, you literally, that's the fix. That's the fix for the healthcare system. As you know, I also have a nonprofit called Altruistic Wellness, where we try to raise money to help people who've been victims of some type of trauma. And I've said for the longest time, I'm like, nothing would make me happier than to shut my nonprofit down because we don't need it anymore. That would be so amazing, right? And the reason we still need that is because we don't have empathy. We don't have empathy for people who've suffered from traumas and you know, have tremendous amount of mental health issues. If we focus on those kind of core things, right? If we all just kind of went into things saying, let me treat everyone else the way I want to be treated, I'm telling you, I think this world would actually like be a better place overnight. So I hope I've done justice to everyone else here. Chris, Kevin, Victoria, in sort of kind of compiling that message into one summary of why it's important, what we do here, why we're even here today. You know, thanks to everyone who's here today. I hope the message here today is that kindness is not dead, empathy is not dead. Let's actually ring in the new year 2026 with like even more, right?
Well said, man. And the common denominator that all of you have, and the Hounds in general, right, is you don't have to do this. And that's what I want people to understand. Sometimes you don't even want to do this. Like, you know, this guy here, like, you don't understand at the beginning. I mean, we'll get to it in a minute, but Kevin, no, it was somebody else picking up Kevin's scratch notes going, hey, you got a sustainable model. Kevin's like, that's just chicken scratch. This is what I mean. Iron sharpens iron, right? Once you have it, the business, you'll figure that out, right? But you have to have it. And I want people out there who think they're not good enough. And, you know, Dr. J, you have notoriety. People know you. You're an innovator in the space, and you do what you don't have to do. And that's why we're celebrating. And we're doing that to inspire and also to make sure people know you guys are out there producing things, not just to make a dollar. You're doing it because you want to impact people's lives. And we want to make sure folks see that, right? I mean,
Mike, there's a reason you had Dr. J hitting cleanup, because he just knocked it out of the park and hit a grand slam. I couldn't have said it any better. Wonderful words, and I couldn't agree more.
Well, I appreciate you. I'll tell you what, before we kick off, we're going to, right after this special intro, because we have some folks that want to make a very exclusive offer. This is no joke, not some marketing thing. We want to pull them up, and then we're going to get to the 3 nonprofits that the Hound supports 1,000%. And these folks, their stories follow suit. All right. So there we go. Julie's coming later. Yeah, she's awesome. Iron sharpens iron. How does she know I said that? This is delayed on LinkedIn. Wow. Birds of a feather. All right. So let's go ahead and bring up Genius Network, Jesse Dobeck, Influencer Soft, and Adam. Are they still there?
We're still here.
Good deal.
Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
Can hear you.
Good thumbs up. Good. And Chris can hear you for sure. There's the only one he could hear earlier, man. You know, StreamYard issues, right? So let's dive into this, folks. And forgive me, I got to find the daggum link. I knew I was going to mess something up tonight. I just didn't want to mess everything up, but hey, it happens. So introduce yourself. Jesse, I met you. Again, you're going to hear this common theme from an intro from a trusted guy who connected us. And I forgot. We done connected 1,000 people together or something like that. But we did a lot of good stuff. And then that led to a whole bunch of contacts and people. And here we are with Adam. And so tell us how you met Adam, what you do briefly. We'll let Adam take it away. And really what I want to know is, how did you guys, first of all, for both of y'all have done this 15 years ago, I believe. How did you all start working with Brandon Burkhardt? All right. And who else have you all ran events for? So why are you doing this? And who have you worked with?
Yeah, so Brendan Burchard is a global speaker and just a great guy that's just launched books, New York Times best-selling book after New York Times best-selling book. So I got introduced to him through somebody. I developed a strategy, a marketing strategy, and then that word got over to Brendan Burchard. We showed it to him, me and my partner Mitch, and he took a liking to it. We started working together. We got him to 1 million followers on Facebook within like less than a month. And then he invited me to his event. And that's where I met Adam, because I got escorted backstage from Brendan Burchard's mom to, hey, you want to go meet Brendan? Because we had been working together for like 6 months. I never seen the guy in person. We were doing calls every month, for an hour. And we were just running his ads, and we were helping him get people into his funnels and helping him fill his live event. So I actually got to go experience a live event in person. Who was running his event was Adam. Adam was backstage. It's like, here, here's my team. Here's Adam. He runs this whole show. And I'm like, wow, I was just so impressed, blown away, because I've been to other events, and this was the biggest event I've ever been to. Had probably like 700, 800 people at it. It's a ballroom in, one of the best places in Northern California, and met Adam and made a great connection with him, great relationship. And now we are partnered up together to help other people, and a lot of people in the world run events like Brendan Burchard, because that's the standard. That's where you want to get to, but people don't know how to get there and what steps to do and how to be inspired and where to start from the ground zero. Brendan's first event was 14 people, and he grew it to events. I think they have 300,000 people in their virtual events, and 5,000, 7,000 people in their live events. So.
Yeah, so that was awesome. So yeah, Jesse and I met, and initially there was no talk about any collaboration. Just he would give me tips and tricks, and it was just us keeping in contact, right? No need to talk about like potential business deals or anything like that. I think you did an event at San Diego, and I was just offering you some tips and tricks and stuff like that. So it was at least 10 years before we first started working together. So, we met, and it was really just on a friend basis. He was good at what he did. I am regarded as being good at what I do. And that's what's it. The networking led to a collaboration, right? And then in that, lots of synergy, and have been really able to accelerate hosting our masterclass, because my background is in actually producing live events. And with Brendan, I think just him alone, we did 100 events. You would ask some of the other people we've done events for. I mean, Joe Polish, Mel Robbins virtually, Alicia Keys, Lori. I mean, the list goes on. I don't want to bore you with the list, but it has been quite the ride since I started the company in 2016. So, but I have been doing events with Brendan before I started the company back in 2009. So, yeah.
So again, it goes back to what I said earlier. It's not have to, it's want to. That you're not done yet, right? So why are live events important, and why do you want to make this affordable and accessible to up and coming entrepreneurs, event planners, all the people that can benefit from it, Adam?
Awesome. So we can break it into like 3 pillars, right? So because this is more of a heart-centered environment, which I love, because sometimes you go in a very professional environment. So let's start with the business pillar, right? So this is, if you're into these things, deal flow, right? The quality of investment opportunities is at its peak when you get all these people away from their everyday lives and into a city. And so really deal flow. Also, if you play it right, it could help you jump a ladder or two. I'm sorry, jump a rung or two on the value ladder, right? You don't take so long to establish that, because they kind of walk into the brand. And on the last piece of the business pillar on why you should host an event, there is the warm lead. So oftentimes you'll see people with this buy one ticket, get a second ticket free. Well, that's just a warm lead. Right. Implicit in that invitation is value, right? So then you can switch to what I call the awareness pillar, right? So one reason why one might want to host a live event: brand awareness, positioning, an extension of the brand and to create a movement, right? And when you create a movement, you have to create a difference, right? You have to move the needle and create a difference, which is that delta that we always talk about, which is change, right? And then there's the heartfelt pillar, right? So this is the more deeply centered pillar, and it's a spiritual reason, right? Or a heartfelt reason. Some of the best reasons to go to a live event, not to produce it, but to go to a live event, is where so many people meet their future collaboration partners, right? Where we use this technique where Joe Polish teaches us, always think in terms of what's in it for them, right? Not going to a meeting thinking, what can I extract from that person? But what value can I give to them? When I met Jesse, he gave me tons of value. He would enroll me in his classes with no expectation of anything in return. So that's very heartfelt reason. And then there's a practical reason, because the footage from live events can turn into a content engine. Now you could go on and on and on, but I hope you guys understand they're in those three pillars. You could dive infinitely deep, but I wanted to keep it practical and to break it down. So three pillars.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I'm about to die over here, because this is not a marketing thing. I can't wait to show people what they can do here, because I went to y'all's event and I went, oh my God, I dropped the ball on that. That was phenomenal. No, I was like, I was like, please. They're like, it's Black Friday. I'm like, man, keep it going. I was like, please say that. And y'all know I don't do that. Like, I don't play games. So let me ask you real quick, tell us a little bitty bit real quick about a live event formula, and what can folks expect to gain from it? Because if they're not looking to do live events or even better virtual, then it's not worth it. But those who are looking at it and trying to figure it out, why is this important, before I tell them what they got, if that's what they're looking for, before I give them the offer?
Got it. So live event formula is basically a community, right? I go all the way back to the information space from 2005 to 2004, and I've seen what a well-served community can be built into. So think Eben Pagan. I don't know if you guys remember Eben Pagan, a double you're dating with David D'Angelo, which is Eben Pagan. Joe Polish, starting from the super conference where he was teaching carpet cleaners how to become marketers, and that evolved into a marketing company. A well-served community, often you are the one who's building community, are the ones that benefit. So creating this community has forced me to look at what people need, and then it helps me craft a solution for them, because I really want people to understand, like, I'm really jazzed about this. And I was joking. Unfortunately, my wife doesn't really care that much. So I don't really have a lot of people to talk to, about the joys of the live event industry. And what you saw, Mike, was they literally had to rip me off the stage. I just kept wanting to give them more and more. My main concern with Jesse was like, Jesse, I want to make sure we start this I want to make sure that people get value, right? I'm not worried about how many people join. I want to make sure that people get value.
The right people. We're not trying to give vegan steak dinners over here. So real quick, Jesse, I'm gonna pull it on the screen.
Real quick too, I want to add just a tiny bit to what Adam was saying, because I've built a pretty big community with the Facebook fan page, Traffic Academy, and all the stuff that I was doing about Facebook ads and how to do that. And so the reason why I wanted to partner with Adam on this is because I've kind of already done it through the Brendan community, got on stage, did events, built up a community, had an email list of 75,000 people. And we had probably like 2,000 customers and people that were actually like doing our strategy. So like, this isn't for everybody, but this is for people that really want to do live events at the highest level and get closer and closer and closer to do it. And also network with other speakers and other people that are putting on live events, because this is like a mastermind. This is a way for you to get with people. The most serious people are doing events, and those are the people that we're building, and we're helping them build their list, build their launches, sell more books, courses, their high end, their masterminds, their consulting packages, like their low ticket, middle ticket, high ticket. Right. So it's monetization, but it's community, and it's turning community into profitability, brand recognition, and something that you can start building partners and equity in multiple channels. And it's just a great way to to network with other people that are at the top of the game. So that's why we're doing this together. So I'm helping with the marketing piece, and he's helping with the actual like putting on the event that's going to be the best possible event they could do.
And Mike, real quick. So another thing that's really valuable is over the years of seeing, you know, so many masterminds, I've really come to love the hot seat, right? So we do a hot seat where somebody, in this case, Joseph, hey, he wants to do an event. So Joseph, come sit in the hot seat, and not only do you get an answer to all your questions, then you get the context, the secrets, and it also, like, especially like AI won't tell you the questions that you should be asking. So even talking about it now, I'm just really intrigued to see what this turns into. And Mike, check out what we're doing is I'm training, teaching, and immediately showing them what I did. So I'm showing them, this is how I built a community. This is how you got here. I collaborated with a marketer. So I really like to do it and then immediately show them what I'm doing. To kind of demystify it.
We'll have you on the radio show soon. Here's the deal. I came in, I just wanted to see what it was about, make sure it was good, make sure it was valuable. And I was like, oh, wow. And so I don't do this. People don't see me do it unless it's real. People need this. And if they need a guide, AI is not going to tell you the right questions, like you said. So Jesse, give the offer. Because I just want to make sure people see this. They're going to go doing stuff randomly, and I want them to. It's not the only option, but it's the only one I'm going to put on screen and put my name behind. So what is it?
Yeah, so I wanted to give this offer to Mike because he's just given me so much value since I've known him for the last 3-4 months. And I just wanted to do this for you guys, anybody listening, anybody here that wants to join us. So we gave a Black Friday offer. I mean, we're basically bringing people in for $497 per year into the program. But I only made this offer to my community, and we signed up 10 people so far. So we have some of my best people that I've been grooming that are now, they're already doing events, all these people. They just want to do them better, and they want to build a real business and have 2026 be their best year. So we're doing weekly coaching calls. So Adam's getting on for like an hour, hour and a half each week. We're going to have guest speakers once a month, and we are guiding people to plan their event, to actually put on their event, execute it, get feedback all the way through the process, step by step, any tech questions, any curriculum, what am I going to teach at my event? How am I going to interact with my audience? Who am I going to get to help me execute my event live? Do I need help? Do I need somebody to be like a planner? Do I need somebody to do like event coordination? Like, what guest speakers am I going to bring? So we're helping people plan events, execute. It's their Super Bowl every single time they do an event. And then how do I monetize that event? And then the biggest thing is, how do I get people butts in seats, right? So we are doing group consulting, group coaching, mastermind. Every single week we meet. We are building a course right now. We have 3 videos done in the course. There's going to be probably like 50 to 100 videos, tons of content. I already have like 4 or 5 guest speakers, some of the top people that have 7-figure and 8-figure businesses that are going to come in and be our guest, speakers. So, and we're going to get more and more and more as we go, and the top people. And Adam's network, my network, we're dealing with the top people in this space.
Well, my friends.
Yeah. So
no, I appreciate this. We will put this in the chat. So everybody watching, all right, you got 12 hours or something on it. This is not a game.
24 hours. We're going to give you guys this price.
All
the
right.
People that are serious, you got 24 hours to join. It's $397 or $147 a month for 3 months. So 3 pay. And then the price is going to go up from there. But, we invite you guys to join us. If you want to work with us, feel free to come in and let's build some events together.
We will put this on the chat afterwards. And I don't normally do this, especially on shows like this. But every people ask us, they say, well, who do you know in this thing, that thing, this space? And it breaks my heart when I don't have a trusted answer that can do it. And now we got one. So there's so many people doing live events nowadays. We want to make sure that's available. So if that's in your wheelhouse or someone's looking to do that, this is it. And thank you all for making that, because I begged you 6 days worth or something. And no kidding, because I wanted people to get this. So thank you so much.
Hey, Mike,
Adam?
real quick, can I make one final comment? And it's to Troy. And
Yes.
he's such a great approach. Just add value. If you do that, you're going to make friends. And that has always been my tact. It is always value first. Don't worry about the money will always follow. It will lag, but that's not why we do it. And so I just want
That's
to
right.
out to Troy. Focus on value because that lends yourself to kindness. And remember, oftentimes when you're kind to somebody else, you're the one that benefits. And then shoot, Troy, just come on for the first week. Just join 1 week if they want their money back. Let's just get them all in there, man.
Well,
Yeah,
so there might
30-day
be
money back guarantee too. And the link is liveeventformula.net/Mike.
Yes. Now, maybe there's some non-hounds, but all the hounds and people that roll with us already know, dude, if I'm putting you up here like this, you're already heart-centered. This is why we're doing it, because a lot of people need it and we want them to have it. So thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you. And thank you for doing that for us. We really appreciate you all. So we'll get to it.
Thank you.
Y'all enjoy the show. April. All right, go ahead and roll the next. I'm going to roll a video and get the next group up. This is the heart pillar of the hounds. All right. When you hear the stories, when you see what they're doing and what they have accomplished, I always talk about building from dirt, Kevin. Yeah, you always meet your match, right? You always meet somebody tougher than you or stronger than you or more resilient. We're about to meet them, all right? So let's roll this video and we'll get the ladies up. How's it sound? Anybody want? You could chime in freely anytime y'all want to, too. So this is gonna be a tearjerker. There's a lot of onions gonna be cut here, y'all. If you catch my drift, all right? So let's get to it.
One person absolutely can change the world through a simple act of kindness. We see it every day, whether it's making somebody else's day feel better and then that person goes on and does something better for someone else. A ripple effect is something that can be both catastrophic and world-changing. When you do something for someone else, you then therefore inspire them to do the same for the next person that they meet. So something as simple as saying hello, offering a smile, doing something like handing somebody back their wallet when they've lost it can really have just a massive impact both on yourself, making you feel good, and those around you. I am a Northeastern Pennsylvania native, so to know that such a giant movement is starting right here in York, PA is absolutely massive. We always say in the Miss America opportunity that your story started somewhere, that the road to something bigger starts where you're from. So to know that I'm standing in the very city where I was crowned Miss Pennsylvania and my journey to the Miss America stage started, and knowing that I get to be a part of a movement that is so aligned with my mission to make the world a better place by making the world a kinder place is just something that is so inspirational, not only to me, but I think to people all over the world.
Okay, check that out. So did you blush when you saw yourself? Is that what happened?
You know, I don't think you ever get to a point in watching yourself in videos where you're like, oh, this is totally cool. I love seeing myself on screen.
No kidding. Especially when you're young. When you get older, you're like, whatever, I got to take out the garbage stuff. But when you're young, yeah, it matters. Right, Kevin? You remember those days too?
Oh, absolutely. Well, not only is Victoria in that trailer you just saw, she actually plays a pretty prominent role in the film itself. So,
okay.
and Victoria, by the way, I mean, true champion of kindness. I mean, I saw Victoria's heart space first time I met her. And I knew like I had to ask her to be an ambassador of kindness worldwide. And she accepted immediately. And she's just been she's just a wonderful person and a true champion of this movement. And I couldn't be more honored and blessed to have her on board as an ambassador.
The honor really is mine. And Kevin, everything that you have done truly, and I don't mean to take away from anything anybody else has to say, but truly, if you are not familiar with Worldwide Kindness, everybody really should take even 5 minutes just to go look at the website, because Kevin's story is truly incredible. And it really just does go to show how something as simple as handing somebody back their wallet can change the world. And if you get the chance to watch for such a time of this, it is just life-changing even just to watch.
Don't you spoil it, right? Because it's today's surprises. That was just one. We got 50 million of them. And real quick, Hounds, if do me a favor, go in your LinkedIn DMs, check that out. Wait for your time. Baz will let you in. So if I keep kicking you out the backstage, that's because it's not time yet. Now, I do wonder where the next ladies are. Shonda Spates from Flores Foundation and Agape. I need them to come up stage. So we'll get them up here soon. And because Kevin, you're part of this, right? So you're one of the 3 nonprofits and movements that we actively promote. So I'll tell you what, why don't you go ahead and start us off, my friend, and I'll share it. And then also tell them what we've got for the Hounds, because you told them a little mini version, but then go ahead and explain how it became a movement. You're a busy man. You're running a very successful business. Life is good. You lost your wallet and then you went on a wild goose chase. But I don't think the folks heard like what's happened since then. Like, it is absolutely concrete evidence. It's changed apartments. It's changed communities. It made property values go up. Crime rates went down because unification of those departments. It's insane. And Chris may not know this. Chris, and you might not have even seen this before. They got police officers running around writing out kindness citations, for Pete's sake, man. That's when I went nuts. I mean, could you imagine police officer walk up, start writing down something? He's like, "Oh, you did a good job." Like, this is for real. Who knew? So Kevin, bridge that for us. We'll start with you.
Well, it's really impossible to put into words, Mike, the ripple effects of this one act of kindness. It's literally been throughout the world and back. I've been all over the world. I've been at private castles at the invitation of members of royal dynasties. I have governors engaging, mayors engaging. There's a film. It's a wonderful film that Victoria alluded to, called For Such a Time as This. Elgin Cahill did a wonderful job as a director to try to synthesize what's really indescribable into feature film. But even that, there's so much material left out. But there are people whose lives have been touched, whose lives have been changed, and lives that have been saved because of this one act of kindness. It has started a global movement. It occurred to me in this journey that I believe kindness is humanity's greatest asset. We all recognize we need more kindness in the world. Well, how do we get more of something we want? Well, we recognize it, we reward it, we encourage it, and we celebrate it. And that's what Kindness Week Worldwide, our signature initiative, is all about. It's 8 days in November, from the Saturday before World Kindness Day to the Saturday after. Why 8 days? Well, I identified 8 characteristics of kindness. So symbolically, there's a day for each characteristic. And I also think kindness deserves an extra day. So we added an extra day to the week, made it 8 days instead of 7. The framework of that magical week, it partly includes blood donation. Veterans Day always falls during that week. It's a great way to honor our veterans, symbolic of paying an act of kindness forward to donate blood. It can literally save lives. That's part of the framework. You mentioned kindness citations. We have multiple police departments, not just in York County, Pennsylvania, but beyond, issuing kindness citations to see the good that defines our communities. We had entire ecosystems engaged, schools, businesses to celebrate kindness. So Kindness Week Worldwide, this past year, we had 23 municipalities in York County alone issued a proclamation to recognize Kindness Week Worldwide. Governor Shapiro, state of Pennsylvania, formally recognized Kindness Week Worldwide. This movement spread to multiple states, Delphi, Greece, California, and the vision. I gave the keynote address at the General Assembly of the World Kindness Movement in Palermo, Italy last October. And in that address, I called on leaders at every level, every mayor, every president, every prime minister, every country, to formally recognize Kindness Week Worldwide, elevate kindness to a global shared value that represents all of humanity. And I also called on every member nation of the United Nations to do the same. There's so much focus on divisions in our world. Can't we all agree on what unites, and that is kindness? United Nations is all about peace. Well, you cannot have peace without kindness. And every nation, every country, every leader should agree on that. And once we recognize kindness, maybe we can get to a tipping point where everyone focuses on what unites. Yes, we have differences, but we can disagree better. We can disagree with respect and civility, and we can practice and promote empathy and compassion, and see our shared humanity, see the good that defines each other, and just be the best versions of ourselves each and every day. I truly believe that if we inspire people, they will respond, and people are coalescing around this movement. It's real. I was in New York City recently. I spoke briefly with Governor Shapiro. We're launching the K20 in collaboration with many other kindness organizations in Florida in May. Think the G20, but your top 20 kindness organizations throughout the world. So this vision is not just a pipe dream. There's a very promising path, and I'm committed it can be achieved. And if we all come together and speak with one voice for kindness, it not only is possible, it's likely.
I've said enough about this. I've been saying it. The SPCA, right, has become the model because they got on board with the kindness bandwagon, right? And then it became the model because they created solutions for domestic violence. And we're going to hear from Agape because they were finding root causes, Chris. They were trying to figure out, hey, what is actually happening? And then they realized a lot of folks are leaving and abandoning their animals. They don't want to abandon their animals. That was their best friend in a lot of cases. That was and so they came up with innovative solutions that just haven't been seen for decades or ever. And that's what's remarkable about it. It just took one spark in one person, and then the whole thing spread. We always hear about negativity spreading like a daggum virus, but and this is it. And so, Victoria, I can tell you about to go. So everybody chime in if you want to ask a question or ask Kevin why, because he didn't know how to do this. Did you, Kevin? You didn't know. It was Michael Binko, that your brother-in-law, who pulled out them papers and went, and he's a professor of entrepreneurship. Where?
Well, Michael Binko is my chief strategy officer, happens to be my brother-in-law. And on this journey, I wrote my objectives. I wrote a timeline of all the people I was meeting with, what I felt was possible. And coincidentally, he was up for a family weekend. He read this document. His whole career is about entrepreneurship. He advises startup companies. That's what he's done throughout his career. And he's one of the most brilliant entrepreneur minds in the country. And I'm in my corner chair, Mike. I'm spent. I'm exhausted. I just wanted this to be over. I wanted to recognize this good Samaritan woman and get my life back, because it turned my life and my world upside down. But I saw it was a pathway to bring people and communities together. But he read this document coincidentally, and I'll never forget it. It was a defining moment in this journey. But after reading this document, it was like 75 pages at the time. It's now like 450, by the way. And he looked up at me and he said, "Kevin, do you realize you have created in 5 months a sustainable, replicable model that has a higher probability of success than the most promising startup companies he's ever worked with takes 5 years or more to do?" And honestly, Mike, I looked at him and I'm like, "What model? What are you talking about?" This all happened by accident, because by then we had Kindness Week, we had proclamations, and we had citations and blood drives and all this stuff. And he says, "Kevin, this model for Kindness Week," he said, "we can bring this to communities anywhere and everywhere. Our world needs this right now." He said, "You cannot stop with what you've done. You've got to start a nonprofit." And he looked up on the domain name, and it was Kindness Worldwide. And he said, "It's available." And I looked at him like, I'm a humble guy. I'm like, I was still thinking kind of small ball. He said, "No, Kevin, Kindness Worldwide." And it's called Kindness Worldwide for a reason, because that's exactly where it's going. But honestly, Mike, when he said that I can't stop at York, I got to start a nonprofit, my head went down and my shoulders sank. And I knew my life would never be the same, because I knew he was right. And I felt it all along. And if I didn't pursue it and take this movement where I knew it could go along, then I knew I'd be part of the problem, not the solution. But to be honest, it's been the most meaningful thing I've ever been a part of, ever attempted. But my life's not the same. I mean, I was comfortable before. I had a life of balance. I thought I had the rest of my life figured out. And then the universe said, "Not so fast." And so when the universe talks, you got to listen. It's a calling, no doubt. And I just had to answer it. And here I am.
Or if you don't listen, you get beat up and then you listen, like Hardhead here. So because I want to get the other ladies up here as well. But you have the documentary, right? That's a culmination, and we're not going to spoil it. But let the hounds know, because we're going to do the next and last private viewing, all right? Virtual viewing tomorrow and Friday for the Kindness Worldwide documentary for such a time as this. High honor. And we're doing this because, boy, apparently there's a lot of onions. The whole place was filled with onions. Because real quick, tell us what it is. And Victoria, you're in it, obviously. We showed the trailer. And why is this impactful? What are people going to walk away with, Victoria?
I think people are just going to walk away with a sense of not only a good feeling of, wow, that's such a beautiful story, but a sense of you truly have the ability to create positive change. When Kevin and I connected, my entire mission with sustainability is showing how people can create change, how people can take their passions and turn that into the impact they want to see in the world. And so we were just kind of kindred spirits over the idea that everybody really does have power to take action. And I think that leaving this film will not, if you don't already have that drive or have that belief, it will really inspire and ignite this idea that there are so many people in the world who truly embrace the grace of being a human, the the grace of mistakes, the grace of being better and moving forward and creating change, overcoming anything that might stand in your way. And I think it's just a beautiful mission and message of showing that we each have power and possibility, and it's our responsibility to be kind.
And by the way, Dr. J, Chris, you're starting to see why I put you up here, right? Birds of a feather flock together, because that's it. All of us are regular people. I used to think, oh no, they're special. They're regular people that are just driven. Maybe you wasn't driven like until you're 40, right? But you may be driven at some point, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Again, we look at the world and we say, well, why isn't homelessness getting better? Why isn't this getting better? Why isn't these things that we went through, right, folks? And then you're looking at folks who are making something happen. And boy, it's ugly. It's nasty. You doubt yourself, right? You go through this chaos. Why, right? Sometimes you're dumping money, sometimes piles of money like Scrooge McDuck. And hey, if that's you, you ain't alone. Whether you're a hot dog vendor or you're on your way up there, that's why I wanted people to see this, right? Because these are regular people. So anybody got anything before I go to
Hey, Mike, I throw one thing out, and that is one thing that's really interesting is most of us go through our lives trying to hide the thing from our childhood, or something that it was a failure, or it was a bad situation, or a tough upbringing, or abuse, or perceived failure, anything, whatever that is. And I just got back from a couple of weeks with Deepak Chopra, and just there's something super interesting, and I find that it's this fabric, that's this thread that's pulled through the fabric of time. When you get to a place where you realize the thing that you've been afraid to tell people about yourself is actually the thing that's going to drive you. It's going to drive your story. It's going to drive deeper connection, and it's going to invite people to share things with you. I was with a friend I hadn't seen in a long time, and he's like, how's everything going? And for some reason I said, I'm a shitty father. Like, I just had to send my kid off to boarding school, and this is going back a ways, because I just couldn't get him to make good decisions. And so I was basically like, I can't parent my own kid, so I got to send him away because I can't keep him out of trouble. And fast forward 3 years, and I'm at a graduate school reunion, and the guy stands up in this whole like truth bomb gratitude moment, thanks me for saving his kid's life. And I said, I appreciate that, but what did I do? Like, I don't know what I did other than tell you that I did this. And he said, well, you coached me and my wife on why you sent your kid away, and we sent our kid away because he was having similar drug problems. And what we didn't tell you was his best friend just died of an overdose, and he would have been in the room. Like, I don't know if he would have died, but he for sure would have been there. And like, I wasn't bragging that I was, for some reason, I just happened to tell him, and he wasn't one of my closest friends. He was somebody I was friendly with, but for some reason just felt the need to share that moment. And so when you find that thing, you don't know who it's going to help is one thing. And then when you find this purpose, this thing that, for me, the connection of, I was the oldest kid, my parents got divorced, and I thought I had something to do with it. And so I have this deep desire to connect people because of some unfixed 8-year-old boy pain. But as a result, I am a super connector who puts together investors and companies and people and programs. And you realize, oh, that thing that I went through actually set me up to be really successful and helpful later. But until you stop hiding the thing you went through, the pain, one, it might help somebody else, and two, it actually can help you find the thing that matters to you. So the thing you've been hiding is the thing that is going to uncage other people who are stuck in the same prison that you've been, holding yourself in this whole time.
Thank you for sharing that. That's shame, 40 years of shame. And that's why I'm not up here, being a victim. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm not the only one, Chris. We're not the only people that feel shame. We're just, other people are better at hiding it than we are, dadgummit. And that's the key. I didn't have to be perfect and okay until Kevin, except Kevin was here. All these people were here helping me become my best self. So you said it well, brother. Thank you for sharing that. And by the way, Dr. J. Joshi, right? You were that way. I'm not going to get into the whole semantics, but You predicted the opioid crisis, where you were the one saying, hey, there's an issue, there's something here, but whatever. And guess what? And that's part of what drives you. Even when people go, just go be happy and stuff, you're like, no, these are lives on the line, man. This means something to me. And I'm glad that's why I pulled you guys together as the kind of tempo today of heart, because I want people to, well, that's Tony, that's this and that. No, this is you. You go be somebody. Look who you're talking to. 40 years of doubt. All right. So thank you for sharing that. And speaking of that, we're going to go straight into Shonda, because this lady, Shonda, I know I could have you up here forever. You are absolutely amazing in every single way. You won me over quickly, and your story. So I'm going to kind of guide it through, so we're not here till midnight. But you had a great career. Life was good. Y'all hear this theme coming up over and over again. So life was good. Everything's fine. And then it wasn't fine in a huge way. And now you were impacting huge for our youth, their mental well-being, and eliminating self-harm from the equation for them. So take it away. How did you get started? Tell us about your son and what we can do to plug in to help you.
Yes, thank you for having me. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for bringing me here. So I'm Shonda Space. I'm the founder of Flourish Foundation Project, Inc. We have a DBA of FIRE, Institute for Wellness and Global Competitiveness. I got here because my oldest son has cerebral palsy. And when he transitioned from middle school to high school, there was a bunch of kids emulating a gang. They weren't a gang because we live in a pretty decent area. But if you want to act like one, I'm going to call you one. But they started picking on my son because of how he walks with the cerebral palsy, with the limp. And it got to where it was severe. He's been rushed from school by ambulance several times, 2 times having a concussion. And at the final straw, we went to an IEP meeting, because here where we live in Charlotte, there is a automatic 10-day suspension if you're fighting, even if you are the victim. So even though it was 9-1, one time 22-1, and he's, he had one blow back, he was suspended. And I was fighting that, because I'm like, he doesn't have the ability to get away. What do you want him to do? And the assistant superintendent of our school district at the time said, well, I guess he better just jump out of the back of the bus. So I said, you are telling a child with cerebral palsy, metal pins in his hips, that cannot run, to jump out of a moving bus. That is the most unkind thing I have ever heard in my life. And my son attempted suicide 2 days later. So that put me on the path of trying to figure out what I could do to fix and help my son first. And what worked for him, because he wasn't really responding to counseling and so forth. Kids don't want to go and sit on the couch and talk about their problems. And if you're not changing the problem in the school, then you're not really helping. So long story short, what I do or did in my corporate life is corporate gap analysis for businesses. I worked for, several banks here in Charlotte for several years, HR and all that. But I researched, put the same information together for the suicide crisis. And what I found out was alarming. 1.7 million people attempt suicide every year, 51,000 deaths a year. That's about 1 every 11 minutes. And 23% of them are children. So I was not alone in this crisis. So I started looking for what would help my son. And for what helped my son ended up being music. I went on Facebook one day and I said, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm a single mom. I'm divorced. At the time I was going through breast cancer, and I needed a babysitter for a 17-year-old. And that was the reality of it. And I went from 300 people on my Facebook to about 5,000 overnight, because so many people could resonate with that, and so many people were battling the same issue. Long story short, that turned into a group of people helping each other and sitting around in my den and saying, what can we do to fix this? And then I applied what I know about gap analysis and how do we fix these things together into an ecosystem. So now we have an ecosystem where we have national brands, business leaders, celebrities coming together for a holistic solution where we have after-school programs to enrich children, give them the resilient strategies that they need to be able to survive and last these things. And then we have a podcast show that's run by kids that streams out to the internet so we can give them what they need where they need it. Kids are after school, they're on the internet, on these social media platforms. We're putting that information where they need it. We have the kids running it and giving supportive peer support. And then we have public awareness things, which is Sound Quest Station is our after school program where the kids run a podcast studio. And then nationally, we were blessed to be able to have connections with the Carolina Panthers, a lot of different national brands. We got a grant from Coca-Cola to actually run this. And then recently, the Olympic Regional Development Authority and the U.S. Olympic Center. So for May 2023, May 23rd, 2026, we have a 2-day event, which would be history. It's history in the making, you guys. So I'm so excited to announce that we are having this, where we are having a national esports, music, and wellness youth summit, live streamed to the nation on the platforms where kids hang out the most. A potential reach of about 240 million people are on those platforms every day. And we will actually have the kids doing an esports tournament, and they stop at these wellness stations and they learn the skills that can help save lives. When we finish with all of that, the kids leave as ambassadors to go back into their school to promote kindness, to promote anti-bullying with resilient strategies and how to ask for help, all in a stigma-free way. So we are looking for vendor partners, people to come in and do the exhibits and to help with this. This is a great thing from the ORDA, which is the Olympic Regional Development Authority. We don't have to pay for the venue, those kind of things, but we do need support in everything else that has to be done. But this gets the information to the kids. We even have an album made by kids and 3 Grammy Award-winning producers that turn songs into resilient strategies so we can put what kids need where they are. So that's what we're doing. And I'm so proud to be here, so happy that, the Hounds of Business is here to be able to support us. I could not have done it without Mike. Mike is our COO, and kind of coaching me through this because I'm just a mom on a mission. My background is HR. I'm doing this because I need to save my son. If I have to save the world's kids to save mine, then oh well. And that's just where we are.
Yeah, I know people want to, I'm not going to take the whole show. I'm not going to embarrass you either. Nobody has paid a bigger price that I've got to see than you. You work tirelessly. You sell your shoes. You've done what people.
I sold my car.
If talk about dedication in the making. If anybody has anything, and I know Bruce Silverman's going to be joining us too. He heard. I said, "Oh, I'm late for a meeting because of this," and he just kept leaning in. And then that's what I mean. You don't have to sell what you're talking about. You just share it with the right people. They'll take off with that shit. Believe it, right? And so, real quick, there's 3 reasons that these kind of opportunities, especially this one, this was the very hallmark for me. Number 1, I got an introduction from the one and only Dr. CJ, and she said, "You need to meet Mike." And she's like, "That guy? Yeah, you don't know." And then we met. And then number 2, I was willing to say, with love at the right time, folks, the things that no one else would say because they didn't want to lose their stake or paycheck or whatnot. And number 3, this is most key. We believed in each other in this Hounds ecosystem before other people did. Hell, we believed in them before they did, right? So I helped push you and get you up there because I saw you. I saw who you were, and I was like, yeah, we're going to figure it out. And you know what? Guess who was inflating me like an air mattress last week? This lady here. So iron sharpens iron, right? And so anybody want to chime in, and then I want to make sure that they know where to go to support you because I'm 1,000% in, my friend.
Thank you.
Because you're making real impact. You're not just doing things. You're making real impact where no other organization by themselves can do it. And you're tying folks together. You're not competing. You're filling in the gaps because 1 every 11 minutes, too daggone many. Absolutely way too many.
If I can, I was an educator before I was in Pennsylvania and before I did all of this. And so I've worked at that elementary level and seen how this mental health crisis is truly just impacting even the youngest of our students and the youngest of our youth. And so I think I speak for people everywhere when I thank you for what you're doing and how you're working to impact people and create that change and create that awareness, because when young people realize and see that these tools are accessible to them, they hopefully feel a little bit more comfortable in seeking that help. So if it means anything, just thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. It's
Yeah.
a pleasure to do it. And like I said, it's an ecosystem. And I think this is something that is, before the world kind of changed and everything, we were working with DARPA. DARPA's I don't even know what it stands for, but it's part of the military. They do things like they created the internet, they created Call of Duty because they needed snipers and all of that. So we're working with that organization to help build a gamified version of what we do. But that department was shut down recently. And it's unfortunate because the world needs it. But I was talking to Mike and I'm like, what are we going to do now? And he's like, well, that's validation that it's a viable solution. So you don't stop. You keep going. You just have to find someone else to do it. So that's where I joined the Hounds, and we have this entire community. But what if we came together and did something together for youth so that they see it? Because it's one thing for us to tell it to them and say, hey, this is what you need to do. These are the strategies. But when we reinforce that with the influencers, the artists, the celebrities that join in, we've got several celebrities that go in. Jay Styles from Blackstreet is actually the producer for the album, and several more. I'm probably forgetting a lot of people. Even the Carolina Panthers being able to do videos for us and things of that nature, but sharing it where kids are. From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., kids are on the internet. And if you notice, this year alone, there were 3 kids that committed suicide in after-school hours while they were playing games. It's not because the games are bad. It's just that is where the kids are. And if we don't have anything at all in those sections and in those areas to save them, to tell them, hey, don't do this, then what are we doing?
Yeah. And I would, believe me, I just would keep you forever. We have your meeting where look, social media is not designed to help them. Let's get real. You are countering that with real stuff, cool stuff, and bringing them into where they will be lifted up, not tore down. That's a tall order. And so we're going to meet some of the people that are involved with this later on. But Shonda, tell them where to go. Tell them where to go. Where can they go to share, support, and be involved? Because the bus is moving. All right. Don't miss the bus. All right. Where is it?
Absolutely. So go to flourish.foundation, www.flourish.foundation. There's no .com. And you'll be able to see our website there. You can see all about our sponsorship opportunities. If you want to be a vendor partner, if you want to be one of the wellness stations, all of those things are there. You can go to www.esportsplaystay.info, and that has all the sponsorship information. And you can also find that on our website as well. But yes, definitely. Or email me, info@flourish.foundation. There's no .com.
Well, don't leave yet. Stay put. Some reason we wasn't able to get Agape up here, so I want to just real briefly make sure, because she is phenomenal. There is she's supposed to be here, so forgive me. But we'll tell you, confrontingdv.org. All right, 20 years. She went through all you can imagine, right? And then that was it. Had to go out there and help other people. Had to be a part of the solution. Right. And now, not only is she leading the charge to help folks who are courageous enough to do something about this, but also there's new laws and they're spreading across. It's starting in California. Businesses and other entities, they have to abide by new law. And so now what she's doing, instead of just saying, hey, donate, right? Just like Shonda, everybody's working, right, to do their part. She's also got a business now that helps California businesses be compliant with the law, which will help people who are suffering, silently and not getting the help and everything out there that they could access when they're ready. So this organization, and by the way, anybody want to guess in the comments on the panel? Well, guess how I got introduced to this amazing lady? Yeah, not a DM, right? It wasn't a cold email. So Dr. CJ, it was a 2-for-1 right there. She introduced her to me, and this is the most fun part, because I want y'all to go to confrontingdv.org. She does so many things out there. It's ridiculous. She works hard, and she's overcome a ton, to say the least, folks. So here's what happened. She come out of her shell, and I have I'm not going to get into the details, but I have this is important to me. This is a very important thing for me, helping with this and helping people going through domestic violence. And so she came to me and I said, you know what? I'm going to throw my best Pokemon. Right. So I threw her Dr. CJ. It was, I forgot how she came into fray, but I threw Dr. CJ over there. Here's what, next thing I know, they got a gala, everybody's blowing up, it's everywhere. And she comes back and goes, who are you people? Yeah. That was a year ago. That was at least a year ago. And I'm like, yeah, who are we? That's a good question, because we're supposed to be all about business, and we keep doing stuff like this and business. And that's where it went. I said, you know what? I want to push people up. Right. I want to make money so I can just go donate to stuff. I don't have to raise no money. Right. And we're not saying it's wrong or not wrong. The Hounds, we take it a step further. Right. When I got more time, money, and freedom than I can do with, what do I do with it? I don't have to ask. I'm just going to go support things. I want to be a part of those group causes. Right. Be part of Flourish Foundation Project. Be part of confronting domestic violence. So not going to go on and on. Please go. She is doing amazing work. This has been phenomenal to see, push up. And she does everything for everyone, just like Shonda over there. So that's Agape Garcia. Go to confrontingdv.org. Be a part of it. Share it. Spread it. And if you have a California, it's moving out in states. But if you know businesses in California, they all need compliance. Yeah, she's going to do that business-wise so she can help fund her own organization that's doing amazing work. So that's it. Anybody got any comments or questions on the panel? All the co-hosts here. Do y'all have anything? I don't want to cut you off. Like, you can't say no, but I also don't want to put you on the spot either. Right.
I just want to mention, Mike, you may know Tracy Ann Palmer, who was a guest on one of your live streams. And I know she connected with Agape and a lot of synergies there. Tracy Ann Palmer is a survivor of domestic violence. And among the ripple effects of my story, her powerful story became interwoven with mine, as have many other powerful stories that are highlighted in the film. But, we touched on some issues earlier. Obviously, domestic violence, the subject of addiction has come up, child abuse.
Yeah.
I won't reveal any spoilers, but, the film we talked about earlier, For Such a Time as This, it's very powerful for many reasons. And a lot of these delicate topics, are addressed in various ways in this film. And so I know Chris mentioned about vulnerability. I often like to think of it as availability. There were many people, subjects in this film, who were vulnerable in ways that none of us ever fathomed, to share their stories and made themselves available to mass audiences through this film. And I'm convinced that their stories are not only going to change, but literally save lives, because they were bold enough to share them. And but one of those subject matters was domestic violence. I know Tracy and Agape have corresponded and are working together to really make some major impact through their wonderful work.
You're all leaders and doing something special in different industries. But Dr. J, you ain't alone, right? You're not the only crazy guy going, I want to climb Everest because it's there. Like, no, you see what I mean? Like, that's it. Look. We're driven. We know we can do this, but we're human, man. We get tired sometimes. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I do. And this is why I really love showcasing this. We're not bragging. We're saying, look, these are people doing real stuff. And if I can use, our visibility to amplify them, what's the point of having a visibility if you're not going to use it to help people like that, man? That's it. Like, there's like in veterans, there's John Cena and then me, right? I don't think very many people can have enough veteran shows and promotion, and I just love them. So, I love seeing this. Thank you all. Shonda, we will see you soon, my friend. Appreciate you and all you're doing and the opportunity to serve with you. Phenomenal. Thank you for giving me a chance, my friend. It's been a blessing.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, back at you. All right. So we will see her soon, and let's roll this video. All right. And do me a favor. I try to leave you a message backstage there, Miss Colleen, right? You are fearless and you are phenomenal. So I tell you what, when we bring you up on stage, tell us about you and then take it away. And I'll be back in like 1 minute. I got to go check the mail. Right? Somebody's at the door, right? That's code for I got to go bathroom. David Minaski told me that. He said, don't say that. He said, tell me somebody's at the door. So now y'all know my secret. So there she is. Let's roll this video and then bring them up.
Every moment matters.
Every interaction is an opportunity to be the reason someone believes in the goodness of people. The universe has its ways of manifesting magic at a time of its choosing. That time was 9:57 a.m. on Good Friday morning, 2023. For such a time as this is the endearing story of two strangers whose lives were forever changed through fate and circumstances, and a simple act of kindness. One act of kindness was the ripple to become a wave that will touch and uplift the hearts of all. A mere desire to say thank you in a more meaningful way became an adventure of a lifetime, and so much more. Pathways miraculously opened to make a meaningful difference and turn a moment into a movement to change the world through kindness and inspire kindness worldwide. With passion and purpose, and an unwavering belief in the heart of a community, all is possible when you believe in the I'm possible. If something so magical can happen in one community, it can happen anywhere and everywhere. For such a time as this is our story. It's proof that no act of kindness is too small to make a difference and change a life, and that anyone can make a lasting impact and even change the world through kind actions. Why not us? Why not now? We invite you to write the future chapters of our story with us. This is our moment. This is our time. Believe the goodness. See the magic. Be the reason for the miracle to come. The pen is now ours to write the most beautiful chapters yet.
All right, I bet you next time I roll this video, everybody's gonna go run and check the mail break. How about that? All right, I've done this before. All right, so they're already here. Look at that, like magic. All right, so Colleen Stubbs, so good to see you, my friend. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm doing good.
You're
Look who I'm
relieved.
surrounded with. I mean, geez Louise, right? And by the way, real quick, you're one of the 4 country people who are as country as me and the Hounds. Folks think that everybody looks like this. Y'all know better now. But when you going to name one of them baby goats after me? I'm getting upset about it.
As soon as we have a rowdy boy, we're going to name him the Redneck Connecktor.
There you
Y'all
go.
figure that out.
I told her, I said, she gave birth to the cow. I said, well, she's like, it's a female. It wasn't that birth. You delivered the cow. It's been a long day. I told you, I said, and I said, she said, but it's a female. I said, well, make me the godfather. Come on now. So anyway, you're fun, my friend. And then Tiffany Alexander, who either gets the credit or blame for introducing me to Chris Jarvis. So we'll see how that goes. So how are you today, my amazing friend?
Oh, stunning. Only gratitude over here.
Oh my goodness. You are just something else. Both of you ladies are impressive. So Colleen, go ahead and kick us off. You have a background, brick and mortar, 30 plus years, right? And then you made your debut not too long ago online, and you're taking a pivot. Tell us what you did real quick, what you're doing, and why. That's the most important part.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I built brick and mortar businesses for 35 plus years. And I built 8 brick and mortar businesses from concept to profit. Loved them. But my first 6, I would get burned out and overwhelmed, and I would end up, getting them to a point where they made a really good profit and then selling them for a profit and taking a break. Business 7 and 8, I learned something new. I learned to automate and delegate, to actually get the hell out of my own way, right? And to only do the things that absolutely needed my touch on them. And that is a huge deal in a business. So business 7 and 8, I ran at the same time. I loved them. They were great businesses. I sold them to take care of my mom, and she had a medical condition and was homebound with the diagnosis of needing 24/7 care for 10 to 15 years. Unfortunately, she passed away about 5 months after I sold my businesses. So I found myself in a position like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do brick and mortar? And I didn't want to do brick and mortar again. I tell you why. because my family. I wanted to be here with my kids, my grandkids. I wanted to literally be able to have them stop by anytime. If you could see my office, you would see I have a little like a TV tray set up over there with color crayons and a puzzle, because my granddaughter's been here for 3 days and she loves to come in here and play while I'm working. She works over there. But just being able to be home and have my family around whenever I want them. And so what I decided to do was to come online and teach other women and other midlife entrepreneurs how to build businesses they're madly passionate about and how to get the heck out of their own way, right? And so I teach automation and delegation. I take Go High Level and I strip it completely down, customize it, brand it, and only put in what my clients need. I simplify it so that they can actually just check in the morning, see if they have any emails or messages they need to respond to, check their calendar and get to those appointments so that they can confidently show up and be the voice and face of their business and just shine in the parts that they love.
Okay, so if you don't go grab a chicken and bring it on the live stream like you do every other one, I'm gonna be mad at you. You know that, right?
I
Look
was
at Chris.
super
He's like,
proud
"Please."
that I was super proud that Kevin had his dog. I was like, look, and it's not a sheep, but it's white.
No, we're the hounds. We expect animals, Chris. What we don't expect is herders to grab the cow that just, like, hey, everybody. Like, that's awesome. That's people go, wow, Mike, you met your match. Daggum straight. So appreciate you, because you have a Monday morning coffee chat, a networking group, and I can align with other heart-centered groups of people more than so. I met you. We're going to see Nicole Borghi. I met all these people. Birds of a feather flock together. And so I couldn't send enough hounds to you, and they didn't want to leave. So, you're giving more value than just what you're doing. You're trying to meet people where they're at. You give them opportunity. You make introductions. That's how you get ahead in this game, at least in this arena. You do, and you just know the game, and you're real. Like, you're not trying to be somebody from good marketing. You actually market the way you live life, man. And by the way,
I just love people, and I find most of the hounds really just love people. I haven't met anybody in here that doesn't truly love people. Like, I could sit and if I was bored, I could people watch at Walmart. I just love people. I love to just to get to know them and to know what makes them tick, what they really love, and then to be able to help them to do that, especially in midlife where, you know what, we're kind of looking around going, damn, we got 35 years left, right? We better rock it because this is it, right?
I ain't got none to waste. No, ma'am. No, no, I want to impact. And by the way, it's Tiffany Alexander. She is also, like the walking New Testament. We're going to bring Russ up. That's the counterpart. I'm serious. The way you move, the way you treat people, the things you do, your heart is insane. Like, we were talking backstage. I don't want to make you blush, but she said, Mike, I can't believe people are responding and this is happening and that's happening. And I'm like, I can. I said, you're like me on like a million lumens. Are you serious? Like, nobody's seen anything. So open, honest, and direct. There's no malice in you. You can't even fake being angry and mean to people. Like, and that's what people are hungry for, Tiffany, right? They just want to be treated well. They want somebody to you're not going to try to sell bald folks haircuts, and you take it a step further because you do a lot for people because you just want to. And so anyway, you're in business. Let me pull it up before I just start singing your praise and make it weirder. But it's well earned. You have done a lot for me, and I reciprocate, not because you expect it, because that's who I am. And we just keep this game of ping pong going. So tell folks what you're all about, who you are, and then what you're doing, because what you're doing is absolutely amazing. And real quick, when you brought this to me, it was like bringing a monkey a computer, Chris. I said, why in the world would they bring this kind of technology to this guy? Like, it's just, I'm not stupid, but it's not my space, right? So you tell them, but I can't tell them. But tell us who you are, because I appreciate you.
Oh man, I was born on a Thursday night. No, we don't have that much time, right?
Like a childbirth. Yeah.
My like calling card, my story is that I'm an aerospace engineer dropout that turned real estate house flipper because of an infomercial, and really that infomercial brought me to this space of seminars, the life. So last 17 years on and off, I've had seminar experience, but what that ended up having me do is open my own fund. And when I opened my own fund to let people invest with me instead of just being so darn quiet, they said, why don't you network? Come on, network. And I found actually this entire love of a connector. And I think now people call me super connector because I previously I kept somebody, I met someone, I'm like, that's neat. Thanks, you're in my phone. But as super connector, you're like, you all need to know each other. And when you're just this connector, it's a very long runway. And I've only been a super connector now at this point for a year and a half, 2 years. And I missed out on the last 17 of just Rolodexing them privately and quietly. And now it's like, wow, what can I do with all of this? And just this visionary person that I've become and leaned into and allowed myself to be, which I didn't realize I kind of was all the way, has led me to some incredible partnerships. And I've been made partner for this company that is taxlens.ai. And it sounds like too good to be true, but I got introduced to the gentleman that actually invented it 25 years ago, his own private agent that he invented. And it is just his. And he's letting us utilize it to bring opportunities to small, medium, big business owners to have his AI take a peek. And our flagship product is like a 10-year look back for 20 minutes and $20. So it's like anybody that wants access to that. And it gets real complicated with algorithms and all this. But the most important part is that anybody can use it. And then all of a sudden over Thanksgiving weekend, he was like, let's turn on 46 other things to just bring it to any business owner. I'm like, you're like the lost money detective now at this point to find anything that just his AI can do as a philanthropic arm of his like billionaire status. So I'm proud to be the person to bring taxlens.ai to everybody. And so much to say, I don't even have enough time to explain it other than just I'm humbled, I'm honored. And I still have a lot of fun stuff that I do is I lean into Super Connector. I absolutely cannot wait to meet all the people that I get to meet. It feels really like unwrapping a Christmas present with every person. And even if the next 1,000 people, the only thing that my job was to encourage or inspire, or teach them something new. And all I did was just give all the connections out. I just know the people that I make a difference for. What Zig Ziglar, right? You give enough people what they want. I just know anything that I want is possible too. And that's just the runway I'm on right now is like, give it all away as much as I possibly can. And all that I could give away is all the connections I have currently. Oh,
Look, I did it again. Ventriloquist act. Good. So always on mute, Chris. Shore 400, and I'm still talking like I ain't done this before. Yeah, it's coming back, Tiffany. It already is. Yeah. And you're giving, it's amazing. So I can't go on and on about you. You also help folks who are losing their homes and their mortgages. Yeah. I'm in the financial industry. I'm going to be quiet, but I already know that you're trustworthy. That's all I'm going to say. Thank God, because you can make $1, but you're putting their best interest first. And that's not always common. And that's what, when I met you, saw what you were doing, I said, oh, okay, that's my person, because I can give you 50 more that's not doing it that way. And I just love your heart. So thank you for being you. Colleen. All right. Unless you're going to name the GOAT. Any last words? No. Oh, look, you're on mute too. I told you I was contagious. Dr. J, you got an antidote or something back there, man? I'm rubbing off on everybody. This is going to turn into rednecks everywhere. It's going to be awful. We don't only need me. Colleen?
I don't have any last words. I love what Tiffany's doing. I love the connection and the warm fuzzies inside the Hounds. I'm a part of many networking groups, and this is by far my favorite. I just really love the authentic relationships,
I appreciate y'all. And by the way, you already know this lady ain't going to say nothing. I didn't pay her to say. I appreciate you because we get more brick and mortars. It's like when she showed up like Field of Dreams, then other brick and mortars start showing up and people that are hybrid models. And I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. So like Darren Crosby. So anyway, appreciate you all. And I don't know what's going on with her backstage. She's having some issues. So Beverly Neal Clinton, before I let you folks roll, and we'll bring on the second, I got to get it going because I got funny stuff. Everybody's like, where's the funny stuff? It's coming. I had to warm them up. But Beverly Neal Clinton. So here's the fun part. Y'all, Dr. J, y'all talk to me like I know what y'all doing. I just know how to help you. I don't know like all the stuff you went to school 100 years for. So Beverly started talking to me and I said, I like this lady. I want to work with this lady, but I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know if it's legit or anything. So I sent her to Dr. Eugene Manley, right? Big guy in STEM and cancer. You're going to see him come up. And I said, hey, well, Eugene will tell me. Eugene don't parse words. Well, guess what happened? Eugene disappeared about a month, and I was like, where's Eugene? Oh, he's working with me. Oh, that's all I had to hear, y'all. I'm like, listen, if Eugene's working with you, I know it's good. That was it. Took off. And so a lot of folks, they just don't know this exists. So she's out there just making it happen. They have a lot more solutions. They help rural clinics, and, they're not getting paid what they're worth, and they can't make, all this stuff's going on. But this right here, everybody we shown was like, oh, that's awesome. all medical people were like, yeah, that's cool. So I want to make sure you folks out there understand, if people out there in wound care, anything else, go meet Beverly. She's got so many businesses and folks that she works with in collaborations to go out there and help people, caregivers, folks with open wounds. This is an absolute godsend for them. And so thank you, Beverly. Sorry you couldn't make it. I know tech issues happen all the time, but we love you, appreciate you. And again, if Dr. Eugene gave a thumbs up, that's all I needed to hear. I said, we'll show the world now. So thank you for all you do for people. And, you know, it's a good look when you can go out there and share this kind of thing and these kind of people behind it. And then folks want to lean into you. It's amazing, right? So appreciate you all. All right, April, we're going to take these folks off, bring on the next round, and we're going to get moving. We only got 2 more chapters. Don't miss it, folks. We're going to get into the media, which is the funny and the fun part for me. So, oh, Beverly, did you pop in?
I'm trying.
Oh, you're here. I just gave you a dissertation. So tell the folks hello.
Oh, wonderful. Then I can just back up then. I don't even need to say anything. You're good.
No, well, do me one thing. I told him about the wound care. I told him about Eugene, telling me it was safe. And now what's the main thing? I know you guys have so just name drop them out and then we'll roll.
So when people ask me, what do I do? I work with doctors and I help them recover hidden and lost revenue. So that they can actually enjoy predictable and stable income in their practice. And I do this using a proprietary analytics that reveals exactly where they've lost their revenue. And we show them how to get it back within 60 days or less. Now, here's an ugly truth that I know most providers are leaking tens of thousands, some of them even hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And they have no idea that it's the denials or the incorrect codes or undercoding or conservative coding write-offs. You know, there's a list of things. And all of these charges just kind of blow through their fingers like flowing water. So that silent loss actually keeps their income volatile and forces them to work harder for less. And it slowly erodes the future of their practice as well as their staff. Now, the beautiful truth is that with our proprietary analytics, we can show them exactly where the money's hiding and then give them a clear path. And more importantly, we create a win-win-win environment because we're working with patients who have chronic wounds, 30 days or more. As a result of that, those people, you know, aren't living their best life. So we improve their quality of life. We help the doctors generate revenue because we're going to do what I call the grunt work. Now, that's the Marine part of me. That's we handle the things that people don't want to. So we handle the grunt work. And as a result of doing that grunt work, that generates incomes for the doctors. Now, I don't know about where you guys are, but here in New Mexico, we are known as a medical desert because we don't have enough doctors. So this will help keep doctors here. This will pay them what they're worth. This will allow their bonuses to be increased because their patients are going to be healthy. I think I'm like one of the luckiest people because this is a win-win-win for everybody. This is like, and you guys have heard me say this, I feel like I'm a Pied Piper. I'm having this conversation because I'm like, we can do better. What does that look like? It looks like me talking to you, understanding that, did you realize you left there's a set of cardiologists that we're working with now. Now, we haven't brought them on board yet, but they're cardiologists. And there's 350 of them in this practice, and they left $9 million on the table. Now that was them. And then there's a hospital that's in a very rural area, and God knows we need all of our rural hospitals. Their medical malpractice last year was only $300,000. This year is going up to 1.3 million. That hospital only generates 1.6 million. So this is a way to help them, help the community. And then it's just a win-win-win. It's just, Mike, you've heard me say this before. I'm like, if you don't get it, you got to help me because I just don't understand.
I just wanted you to go long enough to know how passionate you are, why you do what you do. Very similar to all of us and Dr. J and everybody. You really care. And even when you're uncomfortable, you do uncomfortable stuff because, I don't know, we won't get into it, but yeah, I'm glad you coming in strong because you should, because people need that. And so folks out there watching, these are champions. These are people behind the scenes fighting against this and that and all this stuff. They're doing something about it. And it's a thankless job. You don't see them. You don't know it. It's an honor to make sure that I show people like this and go, look, there's people fighting on your behalf. They're doing it, right? Don't just because the news tells you everything sucks doesn't mean it's true, right, Kevin? Like, there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good stuff. And that's why I'm honored for people to share, to come out here and to say, look, we're not alone. Join the positive bandwagon. Hell, there's enough negative bandwagon out there. Shit, let's go on Kindness Worldwide. Let's go out there and unite under that banner, right? Because we have a lot of differences on paper, Beverly, but I'll tell you what, very few people match you and I's heart. And that's what matters most to me. So all the rest.
But I'm going to say that, yeah, because I've had friends say, I saw you on that show with that guy, the redneck. I'm like, look, let me tell you, we already had that conversation. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
And that's what I mean. So people haven't seen common denominator, right? But we're about business and impact and heart, legacy and kindness. We're not about ideology. I mean, we can have our own opinions, but here, boy, none of that matters because we want to make things happen. And I appreciate Kevin.
Yes.
Mike, if I may, when I think of a culture of kindness, I think of the Hounds community, really. I mean, it's very special. And in this journey, I try to surround myself with people who have three qualities: heart, passion, and purpose. Heart's the foundation of it all. Passion and purpose. When you combine all three, magic happens. And, I think anyone who's in the audience this evening, you can see it, you can feel it. It's real, it's authentic, it's genuine. Everyone here, everyone I've met to a T, heart, passion, and purpose, real, genuine people, culture of kindness. And I'm glad to be part of this community. Mike, it's not a coincidence that you're an ambassador of kindness worldwide from the great state of Kentucky. Really, I just can't say highly enough. So you were just touching on that. I thought it was important to just interject briefly. And really, it's very really special and unique, the culture in this community.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you saying that because, and by the way, I cram way too much. Like, this is the tip of the iceberg of what the Hounds does. And I'm trying not to keep y'all going till midnight. I appreciate you. But seriously, thank you for saying that. And again, we're not bragging and sitting there tooting our own horns. What we're doing is saying, hey, there's a lot of birds. There's a lot of strays out there. Welcome home. That breaks my heart. See people out there thinking they're not good enough and all that stuff. Come on, look who this is encouragement. And it's not just to make you feel good, because that would be cruel. Hey, feel good about yourself and have no way to realize it. Yeah, don't be this guy. Plug in, right? That's the calling card. So thank you all so much. Appreciate you. And while you ladies are leaving and we're going to, Dr. Jay, are you heading out too? Uh-oh, did I mute him? Dr. J, you're muted, buddy. Oh, you good? All right. So real quick, I don't know what happened. We get, back and forth seats. Wanted to give a shout out to Greg Moore. Man, this guy's heart-centered. He is the expert in the field for franchises. He's got masterminds coming up. We're going to be educating people. They ain't nothing for sale. A lot of people going out there buying the wrong stuff, and then they have litigation cost $100,000. So go talk to Greg for free before you try to figure out how to start a business, if you should start a franchise, bootstrap it, whatnot. This is our guy. This guy's honest, and I love him. And then the last but not least, he's in the UK, so he probably fell asleep because I didn't get him up here quick enough. Curtis Rivers, Hollywood stuntman turned soul guide. He had the dream job, dream career, record holder, all the Hollywood movies. You've seen him in something. And he quits because, hey, I want to be happy and I want to help other people that are in that limbo, right? They're not living to their full potential. They're just misaligned. This guy is the real deal, and he has helped me tremendously. So thank you, Curtis, for being here. Sorry you couldn't make it, brother, but hey, people know you. All right, I'm going to shout you from the rooftops. And other than that, real quick, we're going to roll the intro. I'm going to make it snappy. And then we got Nick already snuck in. Hey, Nick, how are you, big dog?
Yeah, I found the back door in here, huh?
Oh my goodness, this is the first time we meet, so I can't even fake excitement here, y'all. Like, this is Nick. This is with Podfest, the CEO of Podfest. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Managing partner and CEO.
Well, you're in good company, my friend. So let me run this intro video, and then we will get this party started. How's it sound?
That's good. Let's do it.
Do it.
Hey guys, it's Michael Carter. I'm with Kindness Week. We're at the Capitol Theater in York. We're going to be doing some interviews for the premiere for Such a Time as This. I'm super excited. Let's get into it. A what brings you here tonight?
I'm excited to see the premiere for such a time as this. Yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Kevin's passion, everything he's been working on for all these years. So exciting.
Kevin's energy, his passion, our history together, I wouldn't miss it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you were born with a purpose. I don't think it's a mistake that you're here tonight. You're here for a reason, and so we're proud to present to you for such a time as this.
Who am I here with tonight?
I'm Michael Helfrich. I'm the mayor of the city of York.
Nice to meet you. And what did you think about the film overall?
I think Elgin did an amazing job putting together so many different facets of what has been produced from one act of kindness.
My initial reaction was, wow, how raw the movie was, but also just my own feelings of watching this progress and listening to the journey and the path that it was taken.
Victoria Spigo, Miss Pennsylvania 2025.
It's nice to meet you. And what did you think about the film? Like, what was your first initial reaction?
So I had the honor of being a part of the film, but I was just a teeny tiny little piece, and getting to see the full story that Kevin and his entire team have put together was just, there aren't really words for how powerful it is.
Yeah.
So it was an absolute pleasure to get to watch, and I think that everyone is going to find something in this story that they resonate with.
You know what? The whole lineup just started shaking back there. I had everybody coming in groups, and then, so I tell you what, we're just going to throw folks out who are here, because this is part of the part where authors and media. All right. So I have something funny for y'all, because I know everybody's like, well, I got to have the redneck funny here. So I'll tell you what, you want to see it? Everybody want to see it? So let me go through it real quick. If I can find the paper, all my stuff. Hey, I was doing fine. I'm good. I get a gold star. Ain't that right, Jennifer? All right, let's see. Where's it at? There it is. All right. So we had a phenomenal. If folks don't know this, the media network, that is my baby. Of all of it, the ecosystem, the partnerships, all these crossovers we have with people, the media network. Why? How many times have you all went on a show to talk about your steakhouse and ain't nothing but a bunch of vegans watching? And so we sat back about a couple of years ago, Nick and Bruce, and we said, hey, wouldn't it be nice if we built something that actually people wanted to see and would show up and engage? And, and we didn't know what we were doing. I still don't know if I do. And then we did it. And they like to fill the dreams, build it and they will come. And then we just kept doing it and doing it again. And I just made stuff up. I wasn't a pro, right? And then all of a sudden people just started doing it. So we started bringing this network together. And, about 2 years into it, people noticed. And the right people noticed. Sometimes Nick and Bruce and Jennifer, it was the people who went, nah, I don't know about that. 2 years later, like, okay, let me look at that. And that's what, so anytime somebody says, oh, your book sucks or blah, 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 man, keep doing it anyway. Use it as fuel. Seriously. Because they may not even be mean. They're just being honest. They're like, come back and see me. Well, I'm back, right? And then we're bringing people up with us. And that's what I love about Podfest. That's what I love about Bruce. And boy, don't even get me started about I Am Magazine and Jennifer. So welcome to the show, y'all. Real quick, we had this. All right, that was one of the hallmarks. So we brought in international audience. This thing blew up on a Friday morning, blew me away. Dr. Jeff, had to give him a shout out. This guy's absolutely amazing. He's the one person in this space that I would actually listen to because let's face it, Bitcoin and stuff, I don't like the marketing. Let's put it that way. All right, it's just a bunch of stuff. All right, this guy educated. And then on the media network, we started doing private training. So we took Cookies and Milk, 2 high-level B2B experts working from, small to large cap companies, and we had a shebang. All right, people went nuts. And then a really big introduction came out of this, to say the least. All right. And then that's why Nick is here, because I'm like a 6-year-old right now, man. I can't believe that's my face up here. Like, y'all about to see me unravel. I'm a professional toddler, Bruce. You know that. And so Kevin knows for sure. And Dr. J's finding out. And Eugene, don't even say it. But yeah, this is phenomenal. So now guess what? I think Bruce, if he can get it, and Jennifer, they're making plans to join me, as well as D. Scott Smith and Russ Hedge, the one and only, at Podfest. And I think we just keep piling them in. So Here's some. Everybody saw the good videos, but y'all want to see something silly? Just because I like silly, I can't go a whole show with serious and no silly. Y'all want to see it? Let's see if find it real quick, and then we'll get the input from these amazing folks. So here's the one where they almost outfoxed me on my own show. Everybody looked too daggum good with Jeffrey, and this wasn't planned. This was like last minute. Ready? How good everybody looks today, folks. Look at I'm sorry, I can't do it. All right. So you don't come to my show looking like $1 million. All right, hey, I got you. All right. And Jeff taught me how to tie this, folks, before I forgot. I'm going to fly Jeff out.
In the green room.
There you go. Look at that. Did y'all see that? That's immortal. All right, that'll go viral. Somebody make me a short video. Am I ready? Yeah. So that was it. Did y'all see how I tied that? That's because I wore a suit for 40 years because I didn't know like how to let myself out. Thanks to the Hounds. Thank you. And then real quick, this is real too. Like I just got so excited because I didn't expect her to say this.
Freaking tastic.
That's what I like to hear. See, what y'all don't know is that when I go backstage, I haven't got to like be myself for a while, like the full blown Muppet baby self, like Animal. And so when I get around friends and colleagues, I just lose it. They just can't handle it. And now
I was going to say, you couldn't even hold your water together. It looked like tea.
Yeah, I just threw it everywhere. I need like a bib like a baby, right? So we're going to have fun today. We're going to get things done. And folks, this is a prelude to the upcoming training. I had to give a shout out to, so we have a lot of fun. I like short videos and silly. How are y'all doing? I know it's late. Everybody's probably tired. Appreciate you being here. So if you want to go around, Jennifer, I Am Women's Magazine. The men's launch is just around the corner. Coming out in January. We have a launch party December 20th. Tell us all about it. And real quick, Supermom, who I haven't even talked to in a year, lucky lady, right? So Supermom decided to introduce me to these ladies, and you're talking about PB&J in the same jar. Holy cow, right? We basically, the way I say it is we hijacked the magazine, and you're like, please do. Like, it was amazing. I love what you guys were about, who your readers were, your substance. And then you had an opportunity to put a lot of amazing folks in there. Boy, I didn't hesitate. And y'all took them up. And so we're not stopping. So take it away, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, let's start. I'm going to tell you a little bit about I Am Magazine. I am Jennifer. I'm the editor of I Am Magazine. I'm originally from Colombia, South America, for those who are wondering. And my sister lives in Belgium. Initially, she was a speaker. She was talking a little bit. She had a bad accident, and she was talking about her recovery. And it hit 2020 when we all know what happened then. We were all a little lost, wondering what direction are we taking? Here we are going into pandemic, and her world slowed down. So she was praying about how is she going to reach people? How is she going to be able to communicate the knowledge, the empowering, the message that she had? And I was comfortably retired. I'm not young. I have my grandkids. I'm enjoying finally, after many, many years of work, I'm sewing, I'm doing my crafts. This is the life that I had planned for myself. And one day she calls me early in the morning and she's like, I've got it. I have it. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to put this magazine together. I already dreamed about it. I know the colors. It's going to be a free magazine for people to read. And we're going to have empowering stories. And I'm like, you're crazy, woman. I've just retired. Just get off my life. This is too comfortable. No, I am your older sister and you got to do this. So you're going to do it. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to run with the flow. I'm going to let her get her kicks. Treat this as a hobby and, move on. In 2 weeks, we put the first magazine for I Am, and it was fantastic. Lachelle, actually, Supermom, was part of our putting together this. She sent us a lot of people for the magazine, and we launched January 2020 with our first issue. And from then on, it started growing and picking up. This digital magazine started growing worldwide between her being in Europe and I am being here in the Americas. We started just growing so fast. By the middle of the year, we brought in the Spanish magazine. Being Hispanic, we have a large community of friends. They are English speaking, but they wanted to share the magazine with friends and family that didn't speak English. So we brought aboard the Spanish magazine. It had different contributors, but the same message of empowerment, of transformation, of inspiration. About a year ago, Yadira, my sister, or Jade, we call her Jade because it's so much easier than
Because I can't say that.
full
No.
name.
Yeah.
Yes. Her son, and you know, I know Chandra talked a little bit about this. Her son committed suicide in March of last year, and her world shattered. And at that point, you know, I'm very involved in the magazine. I'm trying to keep this magazine together, and she's just trying to go through the motions, trying to heal herself and her heart, and trying to understand what happened to him. And she's telling me there's something, we have to do something. I don't understand why he wouldn't talk to us, why he wouldn't tell us how much in pain he was, how these things that are inside a man and that they don't share. And we're like, you know, men, it is a society put these expectations of man, not to cry, not to share, to be strong, to hold themselves together when everything feels like it's falling apart. And so we're talking about how do we expand our reach to do this. And let me tell you a little bit parenthesis here. By this time, 49% of our readers of I Am magazine are male. And we're starting to talk to them a little bit, trying to find out why are they reading a female magazine. And they said, well, there's not a location that we can find the same type of information, the same type of articles that you guys offer. During this time that we are trying to figure out how to heal Yadira and how to come up with something that will not only open the door for healing on her side, but also a place for men to find that connection. Kevin Vaughn from Men's Let's Talk Network had set up an appointment to talk with us, and he said, you know, I'm your next director for the men's division. And we were like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, you have this fantastic magazine, a great platform for women, but you need to expand it for the men's division. And we were like, okay. We looked at each other in the Zoom, and we're like texting each other on WhatsApp, you know, because we're in different, what do you think? Should we take him seriously? Let's connect. And we started talking about it, and all of a sudden, the men's division was born. And all we had to do is tell a couple people, one of them, Lachelle. And Lachelle connected us with Mike. And Mike connected us with Kevin. And Mike connected us with David Medensky and Greg Moore and Curtis Rivers and Christopher Salem. All of a sudden, we had our group of contributors for the men's magazine. And here we are. So excited because we have a group of incredible contributors that are going to have incredible articles every single month in this platform that we were searching. And I always say, and I always tell my sister, I always tell her, you have to open your hands always, because the universe will give you what you need when you need it. And if you have your hands closed and your eyes closed and your ears closed, you miss it.
See, I would have rolled my eyes at that 4 years ago, but that's why I wasn't winning 4 years ago. Yeah, good job. Be open, be open. And Supermom, telephone, telegraph, tell Supermom. That's how that goes. That's pre-internet days. We had Supermoms to go out there and blast it. Yeah. So that was old school social media. But thank you.
If you want somebody to find out, you just tell her. And it's all over the place. And we have such a fantastic group of contributors now. But
and we have a launch party. So the launch party is I-am-magazine. Just go to Hounds. I'll put it all up in there. Go to Hounds of Business. This Saturday, December 20th. It's already in the Hounds. So if you're in the network, go ahead to our Mighty Networks page. Check this out. RSVP. There's going to be giveaways, all kind of fun. So it's informal. So if you got to do stuff, that's fine. Just be on the Zoom. But don't miss out. Don't miss a chance to get free stuff, rub elbows, be inspired. This is the real deal. And I am super appreciative of you ladies because you have hundreds of thousands of readers in and out of this thing. So entrepreneurs, business owners, that's it. And we're talking about the men's, we're not going to spoil it, but we're talking about, different things like purpose and drive. So you're getting real stories from real men. All right. Not the potpourri version. You're getting the real, the good, bad, and the ugly, right, Nick? That's what it is. So we're making sure that people know that, hey, especially my article, you already know that's going to be like, I can't believe it made it. That's not, I had to write PG, Bruce. Imagine that. Shit. Mr. Rogers, man, I can only handle that for like 5 minutes. All right. So wait, Podfest don't kick me out. I'll be good. It'll be a good week. So let's go on, Nick. Appreciate you, my friend. Man, so
hey, thanks for having me.
I am beyond belief thrilled. I've saw friends of mine over the years, Dr. CJ, Dr. Constance Leland. Everybody's going Podfest. I never considered myself a Podfest or a podcaster. I'm just a hillbilly building a community. I had to get out there somehow, right? And then it evolved. So D. Scott Smith's like, hey, you got to go with us. And you want to know the truth? I just thought he wanted to save money on the reservations, man. I was like, well, how do you do it? What is it? And then as I started taking the real serious look, I said, wow, man, now I see what all the buzz is about, man. You got them all. You got people of every walks of life, creators of all sorts, not just business. And then I fell in love with it, got to know you guys, and I was like, all right, that's it. So now we're building the entourage. Hopefully Bruce and Jennifer, I know the rest of us are going to be out there. So tell us what you want us to know. What is it that makes it so special? How did you get involved? And the Hounds got a discount code, so tell them why they should join us, because I would love to have more show up in person in Orlando, Nick. The floor is yours, brother.
So I started out just going to Podfest. We've been very fortunate that even with everything going on in 2020, 2021, the timing of our event just so happened that we were able to have our live event in 2020, and then we were able to have our live event in 2021. So we've had live in-person events. This will be our 12th year in a row. And so we're really, really excited. Every year we grew. We started out 12 years ago in a small 10-person meeting, and then said, you know what, let's just do it again. And this wasn't me. This is my partner and the founder of Podfest, Chris Kermitzos. I became a sponsor sometime around year 4 or 5. I met Chris at a different social media marketing world in 2015 or 2016 or something like that. He's a Greek guy. I'm a Greek guy. We became best friends pretty quickly. So every year I sponsored. I didn't really have any purpose for sponsoring. I just wanted to support Chris. But the energy of Podfest, whenever you go there, it feels just like a big family reunion full of a bunch of people you've never met before and a whole bunch of other people you meet every year at Podfest. So it's there was really something special about the energy in that room. And so I have a background. I grew up as an attorney. I was a lawyer for 13 years in a large law firm in New York City. So when you were tying that time, man, you were giving me PTSD. And so I ended up I was up for partner at this large law firm in 2013, and I just listening to them talk about what partnership looked like. It was like, even thinking back now, it just really, I could not do that to my family. Really, I was just working way too much, and so I actually went into a conversation with about becoming partner, and ended up asking for an agreement for me to just separate from the company. I was like, you know what, I just can't do this anymore. I need to move my family back to Massachusetts, which is where I live. And I was like, so how do we just, like, what if I do none of that? And so this was June. It was actually June. I happen to know the exact date. It was June 7th, 2013. And they're like, well, eventually you're going to get fired. And I was like, how eventually? And they're like, well, sometime in the fall you'll get let go and you'll get like severance. And I was like, how much severance? They're like, 3 months standard. And I was really good friends with them. I really successful in the firm. I was on all the committees. I was corner office overlooking Central Park, like all the fancy stuff that you would think would mean you were successful. I had. And so I was like, it's June, and they're telling me I'm going to get paid till the end of the year. And I'm like, okay, why don't we just agree now? You pay me until next March, and then I'm going to move my family home because I need extra time to move my family to Massachusetts. We got to find it. And they're like, listen, this isn't a negotiation. And so I was like, yeah, here we are. And so anyhow, they agreed to pay me through February of the following year. And I called up the only person I knew in Massachusetts. I said, listen, I need you to hire me as a lawyer. And they're like, we can't. And so I just said, listen, I don't care what you pay me. And so they took this huge pay cut, worked there until I figured out what I wanted to do with my life, ended up becoming a ghostwriter. And I still write 10 books a year for people.
Oh, wow.
Executives. Yeah. I own a publishing company as well. I bought a traditional book publisher in 2022. And then I opened a couple of bookstores to help authors fulfill orders in a way that complies with all the requirements to hit bestseller lists, even if they sell it on their websites. And Chris Krimitsos saw me and saw what I did in the book world and said, hey, can you do the same thing with PodFest? He's like, I just need some help. I've taken it as far as I can. So I ended up getting involved. I said, listen, I know nothing about running events. This is in 2023. So, but why don't I just help you for free? Don't pay me. Just let me see what it's like working together and see if I like it. It was super successful. So we ended up just hammering out a deal essentially on the back of a napkin. And we've been working together for a few years now. And just really, really pumped. Like everyone is there just trying to support each other. And I tell people that PodFest, our promise to you is that all the people, information, and resources you need to become successful as a thought leader will be within those four walls of PodFest, and we'll help you navigate that.
And let me advocate, because it's getting around 9, so I've got one more group, so I'm going to be acting all quick and fast. But yes, y'all did a brand new virtual networking to test it out. Oh, yeah. Brother, kudos, man. I'm so jazzed, I can't even believe it. Just because of the couple of events I went on Zoom, I was like, my goodness, man. I made one funny comment, got four amazing people connect with me. I'm like, that's it? Like, you know how many performative things I had to do back in the day? So being in the right rooms, y'all, come out there. You're going to have a fun, but you're going to get stuff done. Come with a plan, go out there and meet people, get to know folks ahead of time. And, man, I can't even wait to see the return on investment on this. All right.
Yeah, I'll tell people, if you see me in the hallway, stop me. Like, I'm there running around, but like I'm just walking fast because I don't want to be standing still. But if you see me, I want to see you. I want to meet you. I want to shake your hands and hear about what you're building.
Yeah, I'm honored. That's going to go on my refrigerator, just like I'm in kindergarten, man, with a gold star. So yes, sir.
We got almost 600 applications this year, so it's going to be a good one.
Oh yeah, the whole world's going to be applying next year. I'm going to have a chance, so I'm going to enjoy it. Real quick, Nicole Borgie, a lot of the people you guys sing, so we didn't get to it. We're going to get to Bruce, but I wanted to make sure Nicole Borgie, I call her the Summit Queen. She is doing a lot of things. She's put on summits. We promoted those through the Hounds. She is phenomenal. So if you're looking for a virtual event and stage, I lost count, like 10 people in the last 2 months, including Colleen, came from running with her. So if you're looking to do a virtual event, join one, get out there, rub elbows, anything but pitch slap and get in the right stage, right? So if you got steak, she's got steak eaters. Enough said. Go see Nicole Borgie and follow her content, y'all. And then this guy couldn't make it. He's a good man. His family got sick, so he stayed there with them instead of come up here and chatting my head off. Hey, Nick, Bruce, check this out. I'm going to call him out. He just started his channel. This guy was corporate 4 months ago. Yeah, and he's already come in and just made a massive impact. He's done in 4 months what I couldn't do in 3 years. So, yeah, I fell in love with the guy. He's like, and I'm like, listen, if I'm the coach, you want your quarterback better than you, right? Right, Jay? Right, Kevin? Yeah. So anyway, he comes in. He's got Bob Berg. He put me on first. He put Steve Ramona. Most people know him, right? I mean, he's got the top-ranked 30 podcasts in the planet. And then he puts Bob Berg on it just recently. So he comes out when Steve gets on. He goes, hey, Mike, this brand new channel for 10 days got 15,000 views already. He says, is that normal? Hell no, that ain't normal. I said, well, for us, it might be normal, but no, that's not normal. That's, again, just because you have something going on, you don't always have to play an algo game. And you have real people pushing you up and cross-promoting and collaborating. You can really get a lot done, right? And that's the key. And he set them up, and we knocked them down. And so when we build this media network, there you go. That I couldn't find this guy with 50 million cold DMs, y'all. So I just wanted to make sure y'all got that. Plug in, rub elbows, go to PodFest, show up to IM Magazine stuff, go to Kevin's private viewing. That's where you meet elite business care bearers, folks. That's where you rub elbows. I met Bruce Silverman. Somebody introduced him to me, and we're going to bring this cat up because he's amazing. So Bruce Silverman, real quick, we're going to get about 2 minutes each, and we're going to roll with Eugene. I met you. I said, I'm sorry I'm late. Everybody just saw Shonda. I told you about the event. You kept asking questions. I said, that's kind of weird. I don't know you, right? And so, yeah, I was like, why is this guy asking me all these questions about that event? And then he said, hey, it means something to me. It matters to me. And then we had a dialogue. The man opened up. And, again, I probably, if I would have came at him with this camo hat and stuff, y'all wouldn't have happened. And so he really took a vested interest. We reconnected recently, and I got an opportunity I thought we could work with. And guess what happened? Nick, Jennifer, guess what happened, Eugene? We started coming up with more ways to work together because we're sitting there. And so take it away, Bruce. Tell folks what you do.
I appreciate it, Mike. And I think I speak redneck because I went to the University of Georgia. So I think that's kind of it. It's great to see everybody. And Eugene and I met recently, and we had a great conversation. I've been a broadcaster for 37 years. I've done everything in the business: radio, television, streaming, talk show host, play-by-play, anchor, reporter, podcaster. And I started Purple Buffalo 4 years ago on a vision that I had 9 years ago when I was hosting a talk show. But the technology didn't exist to do what we're doing right now 9 years ago. So 4 years ago, when the technology did align, I started this company to host and produce a podcast for a high-risk insurance agency with principals in Southern California, Louisiana, and Arizona. And I haven't turned back since. What we do at Purple Buffalo is we help businesses and entrepreneurs create content and or podcasts that make a difference in their business. We create content libraries, which can be used in the sales cycle. That's a tremendous tool. And then we can also produce podcasts for businesses, for entrepreneurs, to be thought leaderships, to be thought leaders, to drive their business, to drive their awareness, to increase the awareness on their brand or their personal brand. And, I just love helping people tell their story in an authentic and powerful way, because we all know the power of taking time to create and craft your own message in this day and age is the great equalizer. You can be, Mike, you were just talking about this gentleman who started a channel and within days had these unbelievable numbers. And, just a few years ago, somebody just couldn't come out of the woodwork and create that type of awareness and community. And you can do that now.
Yeah.
And I just love doing it. And I get this question all the time, and I think it will fall into a lot of the discussions that took place tonight. The reason I named the company Purple Buffalo is the purple is the color of trust and royalty and Prince Rogers Nelson, because I'm a huge Prince fan. And the buffalo came from a parable. And the difference between a cow and a buffalo when a storm is approaching is that cows will run and hide, and buffaloes will put their head down and they will charge directly through the storm and the chaos to get to the calm. And I learned this parable about 4 years ago, right around the time that I was starting this company and going through a lot of personal things in my life, including a divorce and a career change and everything else. And I decided from that day forward, I wanted to be a buffalo. And that's who I love to work with, or people that are buffalo. And we have certainly met a lot of them tonight. So some of them I've met, some of them I haven't. So Mike, thanks so much for that introduction.
Yeah. If worst case, Kevin and everybody, Bruce is going to go nuts in the Hounds now. He's going to show up at everything because he already knows. He's like, I can help a lot of people, and they know people you can help. And brother, I can't wait for us to figure out, the few details, and then me and you pulling in 2026 together. And
I'm really looking forward to it. It's amazing today. And obviously my day's not over yet because I'm still here. This has been approaching 12 hours now, the most productive day that I have had in 2025.
Yeah.
So, some people are taking the entire month off. They're not answering phone calls. They're not answering emails. My foot is on the gas until this year is over.
Brother, me and you. And I said, Bruce came at the right time, Nick, because I said, here soon I might look like I have a Pinto steering column on a Ferrari, right? You need to I'm sitting here with an Etch-a-Sketch on a live stream going, maybe I need a big gaming computer, right? Like that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, it's time. It's time for a Jenny Jones makeover, because we're going to reach out. We want to impact more people. So appreciate you, folks. Eugene, Appreciate it. Hey, and this is the first time. If you need to drop off, folks, you can. This is the first time we tried something like this. So as you could tell, I guesstimate at the time, when you herd a lot of cats, right? But we'll do a two-parter next time. We learn from it. Thank you for the grace and patience, and folks who had issues or whatnot. Appreciate you. That's only in the Hounds you can get away with being human, and people are like, it's okay. Catch you on the next one. So thank you all. Eugene, tell us what you're doing in STEM, cancer research, and just like Shonda and all the other people you have built from the ground up. Even I'm like, how's this guy not quitting? Because it's not in you. So, and thank goodness, because people need what you're doing. So tell us what you're doing, brother.
Good evening. And crap, the heat kicked on right when I started talking.
Same here. I'm like, man, I can turn this off. It's like hell in here.
So basically, I run the SHEC, or STEM and Cancer Health Equity Foundation. And at a high level, we help organizations turn progress and scientific progress into measurable impact. So that means we partner with health systems, nonprofits, life sciences, and community organizations to expand access to screening, biomarker testing, clinical trials. And we also work on increasing health literacy through plain language materials and infographics. That's about the shortest intro I could ever do on what we do. But a lot of this work was predicated and motivated by just me growing up in Detroit and seeing how my mom navigated care, my own experience in the hospital system earlier this year after my fracture, where me and a surgeon had a comprehensive treatment plan, but the hospital staff decided that you at the moment are poor and on Medicaid, so we're going to treat you like detritus and lie and say you have no pain. So they blocked a lot of the care I should have gotten, but it led to the resolve that I still need to have this nonprofit, because so many Black, underserved, and marginalized patients don't have access to information, resources, or advocacy, and we don't have enough diverse kids that know they can go in this STEM field. So we try to inspire them to do that, and then when they're in college, help them navigate those degrees and degree transitions. That's short enough for you, Mike?
Hey, I can't do it that short. Are you kidding me? No. Again, you're doing something that's passionate to you. People need it now more than ever. And it's an honor. So again, what's the Hounds going to do? It's simple. What do we have? We're a buffet, 10,000 miles long. Everything you can think of, cancer, STEM, it doesn't matter. We got it, right? If you're out there going, I wish something could help me achieve this. Well, damn it, we're going to have it some way or somehow, or we're going to partner with it. We're just going to bring it in, because I hate recreating the wheel. I hate duplicating stuff as there's too much of it anyway. So thank you for what you're doing out there. I know Dr. J. Joshi had to roll, but you two are going to meet soon. I'm going to put everybody in the orbit. And it's going to be phenomenal. So I appreciate you all. Hey, we did good. We got one more few quick people that's going to come up here. Go ahead.
And I just want to say, I did not intend to match my shirt to my logo. That's just unintentional. I am so proud of myself right now.
You've been hanging around me. See that? See orange? I'm like Charlie Brown.
I got the blue and green. I am so proud of myself. That was not intentional.
I got blue and orange. That's it. All right. So we're going to bring up the last remaining panels. Appreciate you guys. Nick, can't wait to see you in person. Bruce, I hope you get to tag with us, man. It's going to be phenomenal. We're going to have a panel. Thank you so much. Hey, Kevin? Dude, you were a marathon runner, my friend. Gee,
I'm going the extra mile for my friends. It's great to be here.
If you need to drop, you can, because we got but if you can stay, I'll keep you forever. So,
I'm here. I'm here to the finish. Absolutely. So It's a wonderful company, wonderful people, my kind of people.
Well, these guys, I call them authors, but that's like, I don't know, calling a carnival a rabbit. So let me show this video. I want everybody to pay attention to this video. This is your reward for hanging in there till midnight with the Hounds of Business. Thank you, April Wyatt, backstage, just crushing it. And Baz. Oh, Baz, I know it was a hard job, April too. So if you're my friends tomorrow, I know it's real. All right. So that's how you know, like, where'd they go? They're not hearing him. So, they would have left me a long time ago. Right? Right, Troy? You know me. Yeah, he'd be like, nah.
I think you're okay.
Hell yeah, because you're still here. That's amazing. So let me show this video of David Manansky. He's on camera now. And this guy don't complain. He's had a busy, rough day, and here he is. But let's watch this video, because I was so happy, and I just thought it was awesome, man. So let's roll. If I can find the daggone thing. There it is. I've been waiting a whole day to show this. Boom.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. This is my very good friend who's written a book, David Medinsky. And this book is about a path forward. What is the book about?
It's about a second chance at life after finding out that you're having major health issues.
And I know about that as a fourth-stage cancer conqueror for 39 years. This book will teach you how to put together a game plan, how to add more life to your years, but having a strategy and how you can reinvent yourself and fulfill your life and live from a place of greatness. Get this book, A Path Forward. It's a blueprint on how you can be introduced to the next greatest version of yourself.
2 minutes, let's go. 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's like, hey, put the book up before we leave. I love it. Oh, man. So where'd he go? Did I kick him out?
Yeah, you did.
There.
I'll take the blame. Hey, I try not to fight the buttons. All right. So explain that to us. We'll start with you, obviously, right? So that's Les Brown, correct?
That is Les Brown. I met him this weekend at a Bill Walsh event in Las Vegas, and he was there for 3 days, and I was fortunate to get to give him a copy of the book. And I saw him in the afternoon, and he'd just done his presentation. I asked for a picture. He goes, okay. And then he says, hey, wait a minute, I want to do a video with you. So that was the video we did on the spot.
That's crazy. So, dude, you honestly, I know you're the health guy. You do wellness. You did the one program that I can actually follow, fail and follow again. It's amazing. The Hounds did it last year. We saw value, so we shared it. But then you come out with another book. See, I'm still behind. I got this one, right? So I got your main jam book. You've got this book coming out, and the title of it. Did Curtis like help inspire the title? Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Curtis Rivers. Yeah. Yeah. This is what I mean. I mean, people just say stuff. We're like, there you go. And now it's a title. Like,
Yeah,
so
Curtis had written a book, and he had a title similar to A Path Forward. I don't remember the exact title. It was very similar. And his publisher made him change it. And I was looking for a title for my book, and I thought, ooh, that's a good title. So that's what I used. And I give Curtis credit for inspiring the title.
Oh, yeah. Great guy. And you have a community. So make sure, shameless plug, because I want to make a short of this. I want people to know this and write it on their eyelids. Your community is about to go up, and it's still a goofy price, but it's $10, I think, right now, or is it changed?
No, it's $10 per month until December 31st. And January 1st at midnight, it goes up to $47 a month. It's a $97 a month value. And the members are getting great results. You know that, Mike, from seeing some of the people in there.
Yeah.
You get individual coaching, you get a newsletter. It's on the school community platform. And I do a lot of posts there. When people ask a question, I'll research it and then I'll provide the answer, so that if I don't know something, I won't just, BS it. I always research before I give an answer.
Well, real quick, tell them what happened. Your doctor said what, and then you decided to take your lawyer brain, research it, and then you climb what? Tell us that. Just give them that, because I don't want. I know. Look at Baz going, dude. He's expired. I am not. We're at 9:18. My brain went. So
yeah, July 16th. July of 2016, doctor says, based on my lab results and being fat, I had a 95% chance for a fatal heart attack. Gave me two options: lose weight or find the new doctor. Had a list of doctors he was going to refer me to, because he had been after me for 8 years to lose the weight. If I did lose weight on a diet, I gained it all back. I was embarrassed. I was frustrated. And this was different. I shed 50 pounds during the next 4 months. And then in June of 2022, at age 67, I hiked up Mount Kilimanjaro. So I was excited about that. I'm 70 right now. And I started writing books about weight loss, and I changed it to health, because what I realized is when you eat for your health, the weight takes care of itself, and nobody wants to be on a diet. So I advocate lifestyle. And what I have a little quote is, knowing the path to better health changes nothing. Walking it changes everything, because we all know what to do. We just don't do it. And that's where I come in and help people.
Yeah, and you do. He's like arguing with Yoda, folks. Don't do it. And he's not arguing. He's just getting you back into mode. like I make excuses or I have a legit challenge, and he understands that because he lived it. So thank you for that. That's what I mean. Like, you don't see me promote wellness programs. I'm not hating on all of them. I'm just saying I ain't got time to find 6,000 of them until I find David. So I was fortunate. It works. I like it. Start there, right? And the community is great. He gives you all these info. He gives you all the stuff you need. Plus, he's there, and you're funny too. You don't mean to be funny half the time. That makes it shit even funnier. But yeah, I see a lot of value, and it's a good community, and I can't tell people enough about it. So great job. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, it's seriously. And that pulls me to someone else. So, 8 years recovering alcoholic. I'm happy. I think it's 8. I lost count. But yeah, it's 8. I can't remember which month it started. But so then I heard Troy said, hey, I was too. 98 days into treatment. And then what happened to you? I couldn't even fathom, brother. I said, okay, I need to meet this guy. So I just didn't want people to think you're just some dude that wrote a book at a coffee shop. You lived through a lot of hell, self-imposed like we do, people like us.
Yeah.
But you've turned that around massively, and it's been a massive honor to support you in the early days. And now seeing your traction, your book, and things take off, man, enough said. So take it away, brother. Tell them who you are, what inspired this, and what you're all about.
Well, I mean, first off, thanks for having me, and the Hounds have been amazing, and the support around here is just outstanding. And yeah, you guys are great. I've heard it a few times on here where it's like my favorite networking group, and it's true. I almost said networking. It's late for me too. But yeah, man, 98 days after, I put myself into rehab. I got a cancer diagnosis. My surgeon said it was big, scary, dangerous, rare cancer. I was like, well, that's like bingo.
It's the last thing you will hear your doctor say. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And so ended up, I had a bone cancer in my shoulder blade. And so you can see the picture there. I got a fake one, but it looks pretty cool. Every time I get an x-ray or something, the x-ray tech, they all say the same thing. Say, I've been doing this for 28 years. I've never seen anything like that. But
go to Podfest. I want to see TSA go, what in the world? Like, you gotta, I can't wait. Come on. I paid it for the ticket. Let's do it.
Yeah. But like, to piggyback on what David was talking about a little bit, I mean, it's a lot of what my book is about too, where I think we try to solve problems all the time, especially business owners, right? There's like one problem, you solve that problem, you solve the next one, and hey, man, I was the same way. Love to solve problems. I took a lot of pride in it, and then you run into these problems that don't have solutions, right? Like things you're going to be working on for the rest of your life, and I found you get better results, which I think is the key. You get better results when you accept that there is no solution and just manage these things instead of driving yourself crazy. You get better results. It's a little counterintuitive, but that's what I found.
Yeah, no, I love that, because I used to have this like, well, when I get here, I'll be ready, this and that. Look, you got to go out there and mess stuff up, figure it out, get crusty. But that's it. Me and you, and we're not the only ones, but there's people out there who haven't taken steps. They're still knocked down in that shame and guilt, and I'm not good enough. Stop it. Get up, read a book, go to a course, listen to somebody. Stop. And we're not saying that it's facetious. You have value in this life. Start accessing it, right?
Yeah. And asking for help is not a sign of weakness.
No.
It is a sign of maturity.
Amateurs do shit alone. I was for 40 years. Then I started turning pro. People, how? Well, that sounds cocky, because I have coaches, man. Like, Michael Phelps didn't win a gazillion gold medals by his daggum self, right? He had multiple, and he kept scaling up, which leads me perfectly. Oh, I still got it, even when I'm out of my brain, sick, tired. To high-level coaches, Baz Porter. I've had tons of coaches in the Hounds, lots of folks helping me, but the last 6 months, and I know he hates the word coach, but he is a guide. He's a high-value executive guide that helps people, high-value people, mostly women. I snuck in. I got that way about me, right, David? But yeah, I snuck in there, and we saw value. And thank goodness he saw value in me. He saw me go blah, blah, blah one day. I went, hey, something's here, right? And, iron sharpens iron. And it's just been a privilege to work with him. And here's the fun part. Every single one of you, when I send y'all out there to somewhere, dude, people love me. You know why? Because like, well, he's hanging out with y'all. Like they're impressed. They're not just impressed with how you talk and stuff. They're who you are, how you show up, what you're all about, your backstory, and then what you can do for people. It's the whole package. So Baz, take it away, brother. I can't say enough good about you. You're the most innovative guy, and you've also helped Shonda and other folks, and you really think about other people. So he's not in the UK, even though he sounds like it. There you go. Go ahead, take it away.
No, I removed myself from the UK a while ago. Firstly, I don't want to go from here because we've had so many amazing people. Kevin is just a marathon runner all the way through. You've had Shonda, you've had so many people. We've got Troy here, David. I'm very humbled to be here, and I'm humbled to be around such amazing people who really want the best for others. So with that said, I reverse engineer lives, I reverse engineer businesses. I take them from where you want to get to and create a map from where you are now. And how I do it is through something that I stumbled across called RAMS. Results, attitude, authenticity, mastery, and systems. And there's a lot involved with that, obviously, that I won't bore you with right now. But essentially, I embodied what it is in my own life, and I walked the journey myself. I've been on stages with Les Brown, with Sharon Lecter, through Bill Walsh, through other people. I went to 35,000 people in the UK, in the Excel in London. So I've been about a bit. I'm also an author, international best-selling author through Tony Robbins' partnership, and also my latest book, which is Die Empty, Live Full, and it's all about what I do at RAMS. And I'm just announced a launch for the 15th of January, and this is 30 years in the making, and a community for women predominantly, but it's going to be the cornerstone of everything I do. And also the education that I've done has just been endorsed by the ICF. So we're going to build a wellness platform out for coaches, trainers, just to help our future. The reason why I do it, quite simply, your grandkids. I want them to have a better life than I certainly did, and other people have had struggling. Troy, cancer, David, own journey, and obviously Kevin, we all know his. But this is about you. This isn't about me. This is about our future and learning from mistakes, challenges we've all had in our past. And that's why I love being around people just like you.
Hey, all of you, class act, can't say enough good. And again, I want to share you with people, right? You just love people. I don't know what else to say. I want to be around somebody that's got my best interest at heart. Like, seriously. And by the way, Baz, you only got 2 book showings because you got too many daggone books. There you go. I had to pick 2 out of 60. I think David's got your bug now. He's going to have 6 million of them, right? I don't know. Wait till Les Brown sitting there trying to juggle 50 of them at once. All right. And then, all right, honorable mentions, because listen, folks, we're not perfect and I'm not a good timekeeper, but we did a great job. Baz, thank you for running backstage, man. You all took your time for this. This is holiday. Everyone who showed up, comments, live stream. This is what I mean. Who does that? The Hounds of Business does that. And listen, I'm just a guy out there. Now, I'm not minimizing myself, but I'm just a guy. Like, this can't happen without people believing in this and making this special. I'm the guy who put all the water in the glass. Out the water. Like, does that make sense? So, business networking. This is D. Scott Smith. All right. Great man. He inspired me to go to Podfest, all right, and lots of other things. He's doing a good, he's really doing a lot with me and Baz, right? So he saw a lot in me in March. I couldn't even see half of what he saw in me in March. And then I met Baz. I mean, you see how this kind of thing, momentum picks up. And listen, I don't care where you're at. You just heard these people tell you real testimony about their life. You're not a special case of whatever you think you are. You could do this. I'm not, and I used to hate when people said that, but yeah, look who you're talking to. We had 2.5 hours of you. Hopefully you relate to somebody, right? And I want you to get up and start doing it. All right. Oh, Russ, his second book, Life Happens, stage 4, right? He's told everybody it's gone. This man, he's going to Podfest. And by the way, where do you think we're going to stay at Podfest, y'all? I forgot to tell Nick that. Where y'all think we're going to stay? KOA.
Disney World.
No, see, not the fancy. And it was D Scott. It wasn't me, y'all. D Scott's like, we're going to stay at the campgrounds. I'm like, dude, has it got water in it? He's like, okay, see, now you're out. I was like, no, I like the primitive cabins. But all right, so then we have Amy Cornforth Long, right? Subtle Art of Leadership, attorney, brilliant lady. So happy. I mean, she joined the Hounds like what 2 months ago, and she feel like she's been there 6 years because she is like bleeding hound symbols, and she's the one that camps out at like a Grateful Dead concert at the live stream. So, and now she noticed every time I see her an hour early, I'm like, look at her book, and so I'm just going to keep doing it. I don't give a shit. All right, so because I love you guys, seriously appreciate all you do. Kevin, you got anything you want to pump in there and say or?
No, it's just been an honor and a privilege to be here. Just such a blessing and to be part of such a wonderful community, and have met so many wonderful people who've become very dear friends. And so it's been a really great evening. And my compliments to everyone that was here tonight and just thank you for the wonderful work you're all doing. You're changing the world in your own ways, and we're all going to change the world together. So a lot of good things to come for sure.
Oh man, I am honored and blessed. I'm living a dream. That's not some stuff I say. That's the truth. Anybody who knew me, where I came from, and how I spent my life, this is absolutely amazing. And thank you. I don't know what else to say, folks. So I'm gonna let y'all go to bed. That's my way to thank you. And all the folks out there, we're winding down. Thank you for staying with us. And again, Baz, thank you for herding cats back there on something new. I think it went very, very well. We're not perfect, but now we know next time to do 2 shows, maybe 3. We'll parse them out for the whole month, right? Yeah, we got 4 weeks of December. So yeah, I'll carry the one, Baz. Right? Troy, dude, even on top of all you're doing, I forgot to tell you, I connected Troy with Mike King. He did a cancer event with his buddies, and they were raising funds. Got Mike King on board. Of course, everybody knows Mike King Biz, pushes up the Hounds. That guy did not hesitate, and boy, y'all got it. Y'all made a lot of money, a lot of impact, a lot of awareness.
We did great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we did great.
No, thank you. It was funny too, because I was like, Mike King, that's like trying to get on the president. Boy, that guy's busy. But when I said, hey, good guy, cancer awareness, he was like, all right, like that's the kind of dude Mike is. So appreciate you, Mike King. Thank you, Troy. Folks, everybody good. Kevin, you get to go to bed, brother. I know you've been spreading kindness. You just a tired Care Bear, man. I mean, so
sleep has become a luxury.
Yeah, well, you heard Jennifer. Yeah, you heard Jennifer, and you're just the type of guy. Once you go and say, "Oh, the kindness thing is moving without me," you know God's going to get you up again. So don't get too comfortable. All right. Yeah.
I left my comfort zone on April 7th, 2023, knowing it would never return. So I'm figuring out to go. Getting comfortable being uncomfortable.
One last question before we leave, Kevin. Where's your wallet?
I'm keeping it close by this time.
I'm put on a big chain, big old dog chain. All right, so we want you to stay here. All right, folks, have a good time. Me and April, we're going to close this out. Appreciate you all being here. And 2026, if you haven't figured it out, boom, come be a part of it, folks. We got room for you.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, thank you.
Good night.
Woo. Well, Ms. April, you're on Central Time, but still,
wow, this has been amazing. Did you see all the comments come in? I know that we didn't get all of them for some reason. StreamYard didn't like to catch them all.
It was like 500 of them, wasn't it?
I just want to shout out to a big cheerleader that we have here, and that is Eco Sam's Samantha. She is so excited. I had a chat with her today, and she's very curious about the Kindness Worldwide Ambassador Program. I think she'd be an amazing asset for that. So thank you, Sam. Thank you for being a big cheerleader for us this evening, and you showing up as supporting the Hounds. That's what we do for each other.
Sam is all about conservation efforts and protecting the nature, and she's courageous. I met her years ago, and then, like whack-a-mole, we push it down. Oh, we'll get to it later. That passion, that thing. And finally, boom, I can't stop it. So she's like, who's crazy enough to help encourage me? The redneck. We reconnected. She pushed me up. I pushed her up. She just got she just put her website up, and she just had the first person purchase one of her amazing photos. That's amazing. So congratulations, Sam. Appreciate you. And more to come, my friend. You're just getting started. So I'm proud of you, because it takes a lot of courage to do this, folks. It takes a lot of courage to do anything worthwhile. And people say, where'd you get the confidence? I didn't have no confidence. I had courage to look like a jackass and put on a hat and dare to be myself. It wasn't fun at first, but you know what? Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, you're still having fun. What are you talking about, Mike? You make it
no, I
fun.
said it wasn't fun at first. I got beat
okay.
up. No, when I first came out there and said, I'm going to go out there and be somebody, I got beat up. No, I don't like negativity, but I did. I went on a live stream and somebody just beat me up. And then I had a mentor who said, nah, forget that. I'll help you. I'll coach you. I'll pick. And that's why I do this. People say, why do you do this? Because finally someone did it for me. Somebody like Tanya Eberhardt did it for me, right? Then it was April. Then it was CJ. And people kept doing it. I said, wouldn't it be a great world if we just kind of kept that going, right? Instead of showing up and giving people crap because what they're not good at, how about we try to inflate them a little bit? How about we help them meet it if they're ready? I don't just give it out freely, willy-nilly. But if somebody has a heart desire and they're trying really hard, why don't we push them up instead of tear them down? So that's it. And look who we're surrounded with. So April, any parting words, my friend? You earned them, not just tonight, just the whole 2 years, but any parting words you want to leave with folks or anything you want to share?
Well, I think Royce said it best. You know, it's been a marathon of kindness this evening, and I love that. It's really also we need to be kind to ourselves first, because everything starts within us. So I remember somebody said to me once, you know, if it's unkind, it's your mind. You know, we judge ourselves, put a lot of pressure on ourselves, then that's going to deflect to other people. So check yourself first. You know, be kind to yourself. That's all that's needed.
Yeah, even when it's not easy and you don't want to be. Like today, it was a rough day for me, but you know what? It's just a day. We move on, we pick up, and we move forward. That's what it is. And when you have the right people in your corner, it's possible. So, folks, I'm not going to drag it out for another hour. But seriously, thank you so much. And I hope you saw what we saw and what our intention was to do this today. Our intention, again, wasn't to brag or just celebrate and stuff. What we wanted to do was have folks witness what happens when real leaders build with trust, integrity, and heart. And that you can. There's so many people out there that can and should. And that's why we come together under the Hounds banner, Hounds of Business community, to take all that running water and put it in a dadgum container so we could do something with it. So anyway, not going to keep it going, but listen, if something hits home for you, if something, any of this last 2.5 hours hit home for you in any way, it maybe a story sparked something, right? Maybe it was Troy, who knows? If it made you say, yeah, dadgummit, I need that. Don't let it fade. Yeah. Don't let it fade. I've done that for 40 years in the past. Don't take that class.
Yeah.
DM me direct.
Yes, definitely. And he will respond.
I'm behind. So, okay, I'll get there. I'm catching up this week and this month, folks. But DM me on LinkedIn, Mike Ashabraner or Redneck One on LinkedIn. I'll put it in Hounds of Business. So when we repost this and on the live, I'll stick it in the YouTube for Hounds of Business. And again, last thing, if you're sitting there thinking, you know, I want to build like this. I want to grow like this. I want a community like this. I want partners like this. Then come to the call. I'm not selling it. I just want to share it. If it's good for you, take a step. If it's not, tell Sally. She might be crazy enough to join this too, right? That's what this is, right? So come see it up close, get to meet people. And we're not here to fix broken entrepreneurs. We're here to elevate the ones already on the way to building. That's it. Not Dr. Phil, all right? But if you're trying, we're going to meet you where you're at. And that's how we built this. So anyway, thank you for being a part of this. 2026 starts now, not January 1st. Good night. Love all of you. Thank you again, April Wyatt. You are a blessing.
Be well.
Bye, y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.